between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Since 1959, the Commercial Bank of Ozark has been serving our community. It doesn't matter whether the times are good or bad, or if conditions are normal or different. The Commercial Bank of Ozark is here to serve you, your family, and your business. We make all our loan decisions locally, and we do it in a timely manner. Car, new home, home improvement, or business loans, the Commercial Bank of Ozark is here with the expertise and help for all your banking needs.
Check out what Baker Metal Works and Dixie Supply customers are saying. The best place for metal roofing materials. This company is amazing. Customer service was top-notch. Best service in the industry. We've used them for years. Best place ever. The metal roofing headquarters in our area. Come see for yourself why customers choose Baker Metal Works and Dixie Supply. Baker Metal Works and Dixie Supply, your metal roofing headquarters.
Welcome to Enterprise High School Wildcat Coaches Show. Coach Rick Darlington. Coach coming off I'd say a big victory in points. Wasn't much of a challenge, but putting up a lot of points, a lot of numbers this past week.
Well, I think everyone's a challenge, Fox. I think that I don't know if we've ever gone out on the field whether we were the better looking team. And I thought Fort Walton Beach looked about like we did. You know, they haven't won games this year, but they have a great tradition. So, you know, we were able to jump out there and score some points and kind of keep it pretty basic in our plan. So it was good to get a win. You know, got to play everybody. You know, all the kids got to play, and that was good. So that was a good one. Then last night, our freshmen played Andalusia, and they won, I think, 51-16, which is – they'd gotten beaten pretty badly by Niceville the previous week, and so we kind of cranked down on them, made things a lot harder for them, and let them know what the expectations were. So they went out there and handled Andalusia pretty good, and we're just thankful Andalusia plays. It's so hard to get games for us on the lower levels because there's just not a lot of bigger schools around here, except for the team over there, the ones that used to be two schools, they merged into one.
Right.
Yeah. So they'll play us, which is good, but it's hard to get games aside from that. So, and then last night the freshmen played the Auburn JV. They came down, and my gosh, they looked like a varsity team.
They did.
But we very much probably should have won. Defense played great, only gave up literally one play, and the offense would have scored two more times, but bad snaps and penalties killed drives, and so it ended up being 8-8, and so it was a sister kisser, I guess you'd say, right here.
I don't think we've been into a half at 2-0 in a long, long time.
That was the top of the seventh when that score was reported. So yeah, it was good though. You know, I thought that definitely the JV was way overmatched physically, but they battled. They're great kids, you know, and those guys during the week play mostly on the scout teams, and for them to go out there on Monday night and get to play, and you know the varsity staff coaches them, loves coaching them, and they just got such heart and guts, determination. So it's good for them to battle, you know. And I'm not a tie guy, but it kind of felt like a win.
Well, and I noticed on our defensive backs really did a good job. I mean, they could have had a lot more passes, but they were all over the receivers for the most part of the night.
They did. They covered good. You know, we got some guys out there that, you know, aren't the fastest or definitely not the tallest, but they'll do what they're coached to do and play hard.
Well, I know with Auburn, they had two receivers, I think number 88, those were some big kids.
81 looked like a varsity player. I went to him after the game, I go, well, you can't be JV player. What grade are you in? He said, I'm a sophomore. But, I mean, he looked good. Number 5 for them, their running back looked good. Mm-hmm. They had some D linemen and some O linemen. Man, Auburn's freshman team looked pretty sporty. Whereas last year, JV team. Whereas last year, we beat their freshman team pretty badly up there, I remember. But this year, I guess those guys have moved on up to the JV, and they look pretty dang good.
Well, and then last week, of course, Dauphin and Coppinville playing.
Yeah.
On Thursday night.
Good to see the future there, you know. And I know Dauphin won the games, but Coppinville showed some glimpses too. And hope those kids just keep playing football. You know, that's the thing about the junior highs. They do a great job running our systems and doing, you know, things to get them ready for high school. And both those coaches, you know, Coach Kirkland and Coach Johnson, they see it as the feeder program. And, you know, they're going to get those guys ready for us. And so it's good to watch them out there, not only playing and running our systems, but also just showing class and playing hard. And they look pretty good doing it. So it was good to see those guys go after it.
And noticing our rushers Friday night, Amari and MJ putting up a lot of numbers. I think over 200 yards.
Well,
rushing.
Amari had about 18. It wasn't his night. You know, if you look at the stats for the season, he has had the most carries and obviously the most yards. But Friday night, for whatever reason, just wasn't his night. I don't know. It was the defense, the blocking, whatever, but he was only 18 yards, whereas MJ was like 10 carries for 200-something yards.
Right.
So MJ had a great night. And again, Amari, you know, he knows that his some nights he's going to be the guy, sometimes he's not. It's never by design. It's like whatever's working and call the plays. And then at the end of the game, I kind of look and say, did we get somewhat equal carries from the positions? That's what I'm kind of looking at. You know, not an individual, but the wing back position, the tailback position, the fullback position. Did they kind of get? Are we spreading it around? It's like people think balance is, you know, run and pass. No, balance is you run to the left and you run to the right.
And with those numbers showing that the O-line and your blocking backs are doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, we run the ball well. We don't throw it much. You know, and the thing is right now, when you look at our team, I think the backfield is definitely the strength of the team. You know, and thank goodness those guys have remained healthy, whereas we are beat to shreds on most areas of our team. In the secondary, the linebackers are out, but they're kind of limping around. We've had some D linemen out. Offensive lines kind of hanging by a thread, had some guys in, had some guys out. We actually, Friday night, played our fifth receiver in the first half. And it wasn't because we were up by a bunch. It was because one was out, two was out, 3 and 4 couldn't get it done. So we're literally on the fifth receiver. Now, we only run one receiver out there at a time. So, but the number 5, he was the guy. So.
And facing some teams coming up that the leagues get a little bit harder at times.
Yeah, we play. Let's look past this week. You know, right. We've got Smith and JD, and those are region games. You know, and again, those teams will probably look about like we do. The last game of the regular season is Auburn. But this game versus Prattville, the season really kind of hinges on this one, because if we win the game, then we'll most likely we're playing Auburn for the 2 spot. You know, let's just say that Central continues to win if they beat Auburn, and then if they don't, or if Auburn wins, there's tiebreakers. We can't get in all that. So you figure if Central's the region champion and we were to beat Prattville, then we're playing Auburn for the 2 seed, which means the home playoff game. Which, my gosh,
is big,
because otherwise you're traveling 3 hours now. The 3 seed, let's just say we didn't beat Auburn, we beat Prattville. We're the 3 seeds. We're traveling, but we're traveling to the 2 seed over there in Mobile, which I'd feel pretty good about. But if we lose to Prattville, they're doing those things.
Right.
And we're most likely in the 4th spot for the 3rd year in a row, which means we go over there to Theodore, which is not a good matchup for us. I mean, I'm not saying we can't beat them. We did beat them in 2019. In 2020, we had our chances. But it's just not a good matchup to go on the road and play the 1 seed out of Mobile. That's a tall task. So, my gosh, this one's big. You know, we don't want to oversell it with our players, make them nervous. It's the first road game of the year anyway. I'm concerned about that. But it's a big one. You know, much bigger than the Central game, because no one expects you to beat Central. You know, we almost did. We could. But the Prattville game, you know, my first year here, we were without our 2 starting backs. We played 2 JV backs, and my son was playing back there, and we battled, and it was a 28-14 game. Well, then last year, you know, we were up by 2 scores at the half, and then, my gosh, we just imploded in the 4th quarter. You know, one drive, we're driving down to seal the game, we fumble the ball. Okay, they score. We go to get a first down to maybe seal the game. They stop us. We have to punt. And then they scored. And so it's like it went from a 14-point lead to a 7-point loss, 35-28, I believe. But we should have won that game. You know, they didn't beat us, we beat us. You know, mistakes on both offense and defense in the second half really doomed us. So that's one that we got to get back this year. And they're a good ball team. You know, they're good on offense. They got a really good D-line and linebackers, good on the defense, good-looking players. Again, they're playing a home game. So it's going to be a tough one. You know, I know that. You know, we've had some we got out on people, but this is going to be more of a central-type battle.
And we continue to take care of the ball.
Yeah, we haven't had a turnover in 5 games. Yeah, we had one the first game, which shouldn't have been. You know, my son tried to pitch it when he should have just gone down. But that was the only turnover of the year. So taking care of the ball matters because you're continuing to drive. We don't punt a lot. And so when you drive, you're probably going to score. You know, we go for it on 4th down a lot, but that's okay. You get 4 downs. No one ever said you had to punt it. And so, but turning it over, not only is that taking away a possession and a chance to score, but now you're probably giving them better field position than if you did punt it. And so the lack of turnovers is definitely the best team I've had as a coach with not turning the ball over, and that's going to be important this week. So hopefully we'll continue to get that done.
Kicking game is getting better. It's better.
It's better. You know, the kicking game's simple. You catch punts. Just don't want to bounce, right? When you punt, you go cover the punt, and then you tackle the guy if they catch it. But we hope we don't punt a lot. Kickoff return, you don't want to lead the league in kickoff return attempts. That means you're in trouble. But they've been okay, and then kickoff team is the one that's been getting better. You know, we just put that ball down there in the corner or wherever, and not let them get a return. That's the only major screw up we've had on that was against Davidson, that one. So, but special teams have been a little bit better, and they'll be big Friday night. But again, I think that, you know, it always comes down to about the same thing, Fox. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will probably win. It comes down to fundamentals. I know that it's cliche-ish, but the older I get, the more I realize on defense, it's tackling, and on offense, it's blocking. And then the secondary thing to that would be on offense, you have to take care of the football. And on defense, you have to take the ball from them, or at least knock it down when they throw it. But those 4 things right there, that's about football right there. You know, it's not fancy schemes or blitzes or trick plays. Those are fun, but that's not really what you're going to win the game. It's got to be the fundamentals.
And you hear an old Alabama coach, and all he talks about is execution.
It's true. It really is true. You know, and again, Prattville's the kind of team that's going to make it harder to execute because they're pretty sporty, you know, on both sides of the ball. But it's definitely, you know, nothing against Prattville or any other team, but we're always concerned about us. You know, if we tackle, if we block. It's not so much, well, we got to know where they're going to line up or what play they're going to run. You know, you don't know. They don't tell you that in advance. Got to learn that one on the fly. So
do your job and do the basics.
That's a good philosophy. That's Bill Belichick. Do your job. Don't try to do someone else's. Just do yours.
And this is Wildcats' chance to tie up the region 2-1 with a victory over Prattville. I think they're 2-1 already.
We're all about the same,
Yeah.
probably. There's some big games in the region this week because we play Prattville, then Auburn plays Central. So that's going to kind of shake out, you know, a little more definitive look at who the top seeds might be going forward.
And then the following week, we're at Smith Station.
We go there. That's our only game this year on grass. Isn't that funny? Football on carpet the rest of the time. So, yeah, we're playing Smiths, and they've kind of struggled a little bit. I thought the first year I was here, they were very even to us. You know, we won 27-24, and I thought it was a really even matchup. I thought they were maybe a little bit more talented, but it was really close. I thought they had a little better edge players on the perimeter. But then last year, you know, they kind of fell off a little bit, you know, and then this year, you know, they've struggled. I don't think they've won a lot of games, you know. And then you play JD, and they're going to be immensely talented, and so it's never easy against them. You know, we've managed to beat them the 2 years that I've been here, but it's I remember that first year they had that little quarterback that must have thrown for 400 yards.
He could swing it.
He was just like a little white guy, and it's like, man, and he threw 400 yards. He was little, and he didn't play last year. I guess he transferred somewhere else. Thank goodness.
And that was a great video that night we had of Coach Butter with a splash.
I don't remember
He
that.
went to chest bump one of his
okay.
players, and he ended up flat on his face, and we had it on
nice.
tape.
I
So
got
it
you.
was nice.
Well, last year we played them up there. We found out like sometime mid-year that we were playing the morning game at the Crampton Bowl. And I'm like, oh no, how do we get that? No. We tried to buy them out. We tried to say, come here and we'll give you the gate. We said, well, whatever you need to do, just let's play here on Friday night. And they weren't having it. They wanted to have a home game. So we went over there and we played. But the good thing was, for however it worked out, it was like 62 degrees. So it was actually a great thing. It was like a morning game. And I remember that was kind of during the COVID time, the heart of it last year. I had a couple coaches out. It was like all week I only had two. Me and one other coach were on offense. It's like I remember Coach Hansen, I think Coach Jones, but we were both out with the COVID. So this year's been a little more stress-free as far as that goes. But
And no matter who we face, they have athletes.
unless we play each other. I'm just kidding. No, that we've the thing is with us, we are just beat to shreds right now. I mean, the backs are healthy, but the line, we've had guys out, we have guys by a shred, we have defensive backs out, we have receivers out, linebackers limping around, D linemen out. So it's kind of like, my gosh, we just got to get to the game. Like just last night, Jackson Bailey in the JV game, he goes down. We thought it was a collarbone. Turns out it's probably a AC joint separation. Okay, but he's our deep snapper. He's our backup tight end. He's our starting X receiver if we're in spread. So now it's kind of like, okay, so who plays where? But the deep snapping is the part of it that's so crucial, because if you get a bad snap on a punt, it can be over. So it's funny because a guy goes down in a JV game and immediately all the coaches on the sideline are talking about, I hope he can deep snap. Who's going to deep snap? Because special teams are crucial.
All right, well, great job, and we want to encourage everyone to come out Friday night, travel with the Wildcats up to Prattville, and support your local Cats. You've been listening to the Enterprise High School Coaches Show on Troy Cable. Welcome, Enterprise.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the TC2 Coaches Show. I'm Forrest Lee, and this is Bart Snyder. Good evening, my
Good
friend.
evening, my friend.
Yeah, September's almost over. Isn't today the September the 29th?
29th.
The 29th. Special shout out. Today would have been Jody's daddy's birthday.
Wow.
Herbert Malcolm Fowler. Good
Fine man.
Good
I
old.
didn't get to meet him a lot, but what I did, I was very impressed.
Good fella. And ladies and gentlemen, Coach Hambright and the representing the Charles Citizen Trojans will be here in just a few minutes. But the Coaches Show is shown every Wednesday night. You can find us on Facebook, also on YouTube, and the replays are replayed, or the show's replayed
Now through Friday.
now through Friday. You can catch it multiple times on Troy Cable 2. But we featured the Brantley High Bulldogs, the Carroll of Ozark Eagles, Charles Citizen Trojans, the Elba High Tigers, the Enterprise High Wildcats, the Goshen High Eagles, the Highland Home Flying Squadron of Northern Crenshaw County, the Luverne High Tigers, the New Brockton High Gamecocks, the Pike County High Bulldogs, the Pike Liberal Arts School Patriots, and the Zion Chapel Rebels.
And also New Brockton Gamecocks with Coach Holmes.
Right. But our coaches, we normally go in this sequence. It starts with Charles Henderson and Coach Quinn Hambright, followed by Don Moore and the Goshen Eagles, then Mario White with Pike Liberal Arts, then Mr. Will Pouncey with Highland Home, followed by Roland Jones of Brantley, Fred Holland of Pike County, and then it's followed by Patrick Plott of Carroll of Ozark, and we'll fit Coach Zach Holmes
Correct.
in here from the New Brockton Gamecocks. Bartle read in today's Dothan Eagle that there's 2 unbeaten teams in 2A. There's just two in 2A football, and they're in our local area. It's the Purple Cats from Ayrton and the Luverne Tigers. So
That's great. And also today, and I think you have the Dothan Eagle, is the Alabama Sports Writers have come out with the rankings for high school athletics. And while we have a little bit of time waiting on Coach Hambright to get through with his practice and get here, as they prepare for Pike Road this week, if you don't mind,
All right.
I think we have several teams that are doing extremely good in our area.
Right. Let's start with the AISA. Of course, Escambia Academy is ranked number 1. Pike Lib is ranked number 3, and Crenshaw Christian Academy is ranked number 9. They rank all classifications together in AISA. In 1A, the Dogs of Brantley are number 1, and Sweetwater is number 2, and that's the only local team that we have. Well, Sampson is number 16. In 2A, Ayrton is ranked 4th. Elba is ranked 5th. Others receiving votes were George W. Long and Geneva County. Clark County is ranked number 1 in 2A. In 3A, ranked number 1 is 5.
Rightfully so. Those ninth graders that are seniors now have never lost a high school football game.
Well, you know, in our area still, Catholic of Montgomery is ranked number 3. Trinity is ranked 5. Opp and Coast of Bowes, they're ranked number 6. And if they win this Friday, and I believe if Kinston loses, they're automatically in the playoffs.
Wow.
Or it's something along those lines. They have a chance to clinch the playoffs. Opp does. And also Montgomery Academy is ranked number 10. Other teams locally ranked in 3A, Wicksburg had some votes. In 4A, Handley is ranked 1, and there are no teams in our area in 4A. 5A, Pike Road is ranked number 1. That's who?
Charles Henderson plays, and they're very good.
And they will be on what channel tomorrow?
They will be playing on Channel 17
Channel
Friday
17.
night. If
So
you can't make the ball game, but hey, go out and support our Trojans. Get there to the ball game. It's at the Vet. Great atmosphere. Support Coach Hambright and his team.
So on Troy Cable has 2 games each Friday night. Channel 2, Channel 17. Bart, what's the Channel 2 game?
The Channel 2 game will be a Class 1A, and let me see, get this real quick. I can get my notes with Brantley and Sampson, a Class 1A battle in Region 3, I think. No, Region 1. Coach Roland Jones will be playing Coach Jason Wombles in Brantley, and that will be some kind of a ball game. Coach Wombles has done a great job with his group. They're 5-1, and we'll talk about that when Coach Jones is here.
Brantley hosts Sampson, and then Charles Henderson will host Pike Road this Friday night. Also, Andalusia in 5A, they garnered some votes along with Greenville. In 6A, Spanish Fort is ranked number 1, and there are no local teams in 6A. 7A, Thompson is number 1, Hoover's 2, Auburn's 3, Central Phoenix City is 4. Enterprise comes in at 5-1, and they're ranked number 9. So we've got some good local football here, and they're in the head deep in the region schedule, and we've been through. We're halfway. Some have played 6 games, some have played 5, so we're halfway through. And ladies and gentlemen,
the man Elvis is in the building, Coach Hambright. Yeah. So we'll drop to a commercial real quick and get Coach on the stage and get to talk about
Orange and Blue is here.
Henderson football.
We'll be right back after these messages.
And Dixie Supply customers are saying, the best place for metal roofing materials. This company is amazing. Customer service was top-notch. Best service in the industry. We've used them for years. Best place ever. The metal roofing headquarters in our area. Come see for yourself why customers choose Baker Metalworks and Dixie Supply. Baker Metalworks and Dixie Supply, your metal roofing headquarters.
Come join Wiley Sanders Truck Lines today. $1,000 sign-on bonus. We match your 401k up to 4%. Blue Cross, Blue Shield. We also have a dinner plan. You could be the next driver of the month. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. You're a certified mechanic looking for a job, then come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We need good mechanics. Call John Smothers or Ken Bray for the maintenance department. You will have a future at Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
The pride of Orange and Blue, Quinn Hambright, the head coach of Charles Centerson High School, the Trojans of Charles Centerson. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is TC2, the Coaches Show with Bart Snyder, and I'm Forrest Lee. Coach Hambright, we're proud to have you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here again.
As always, we first we'll talk about last week's ball game
Yes.
in Williamson. We traveled down to Baldwin County. Tell us a little bit about that game. I know the score was 39-22, correct? Have any players that stood out for you offensively?
Yeah. Once again, Parker threw the ball pretty well. We dropped a few, but he threw the ball well. Jawan Boyd, once again, like I said, he had 5 catches, I think, for 151 and 3 touchdowns. He took one off the top of the head of the Alabama commit. Wow. The Alabama commit, he actually committed to Alabama to play linebacker, but they were out there, mouthing. So he told the corner to get back. It was fun to watch in that moment. He told the corner to get back out the way, and Jawan told him to get in front of him, and Jawan scored on him. I mean, he's a 10th grader, and if you score on an Alabama commit, then I think
something special.
See, you have to be something special.
I've been around Jawan. He's such he can play it all.
Yeah, he can play it all.
Yeah, he's a lefty. Shoots lefty. Can use basketball, football, baseball. He probably could play soccer, tennis.
Yeah, I'm pretty
probably
sure.
be good at horseshoes.
One of my best friends, Johnny Mitchell, and he was telling us a story about playing ping pong with Wesley Persons. And he said Wesley didn't have a clue. And he said we were beating him.
Yeah.
And just enjoyed it because we didn't beat him on anything else. And he said, but it wasn't an hour. It was over with. He said we couldn't come near. He said when they're that good of athletes like Jawan,
they find it out.
They figure it out that quick, and there's no doubt what that kid could do if he just listen to you, and he'll have a chance to go anywhere.
Yeah, he will. He will. He like I said, he had he just his emotions got high when he actually scored on him. And I don't think he meant to do it, but he threw the ball and the ball spiked high. Yeah. Of course he got flagged for it, but it was the emotions in that moment, and I just told him, just settle down. You're excited, but settle down. But other than that, he has some fire under him. Our O-line, they're progressing in the right direction. That's a big plus for us.
Right.
Because like I said, us being young up front like that, for them to have success, week after week coming into this week, we needed that mental and physical success up front.
Yeah, well, Coach, you got 5 games left. You play Pike Road, the king of the mountain.
Yeah.
And then we finish with Rehoboth, Carroll, Headland, and Brantley. So you're halfway through the season, and it's you play toe-to-toe Friday night, and you just never know. You clear the docket at the end of the season, then you'll.
Yeah. You can it's always a chance at 5-5. I say
right.
if all three of us buys a lottery ticket, all 3 of us has a chance to win.
That's right.
It may not be a big chance, but
But you're not gonna have it if you don't play it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You got to cash in the ticket in order to receive that chance.
That's right.
And I think they're a tough team, offensively, defensively. I mean, astronomical amount of Division I athletes. I use that word because literally, at every position they have it. And but everybody has to put their cleats on the same way. They have to put their shoulder pads, their jerseys, and all of them are 15, 16, and 17-year-olds that have to play 11 on the field. You can't play 16 Division I athletes at one time. Right. There's only 11 on the field. So if our 11 can match their 11 that's on the field at that moment, we give ourselves a chance to win.
You have to give that opportunity, and like you're teaching, your guys have to understand. I always gave ours an example with when Riddick Bowe fought Mike Tyson that time. Tyson was whipping him all over the place. But for that one moment, he let his hands down. And he got that lick. New world champion in boxing. Hey, all it takes.
All
is
it
that
takes,
one game.
that one game,
That
that one
one
moment.
play.
Yep, and
It changes it all.
And you know, that's the same mentality that I've been preaching over and over and over again. You know, you have one chance. You know, one chance. It's that Little Giants movie. I don't know if y'all know, but in halftime, everybody was talking about that one time that they beat Big Brother or whatever the case may be, and everybody came, one time. You get that one chance, and you know, I'm excited. You know, we coming to the game with, you know, it's been our ups and downs this week for sure, as far as, you know, injuries and, you know, kids being out and, you know, a lot of stuff here and there. But, you know, I have confidence in my guys.
There's no doubt about that. You know, and the good thing about this is Pike Road was off last week, isn't that right? They were open. So, I mean, they get to rest some folks, but, you know, I don't like open days myself. I'd rather be playing.
Yeah, we tried that twice at Carver. Me and Coach Thompson over there, he's at Alabama State right now. But we was like, man, we're not doing this again, because we had a bye week before the week 10, so we can go scout. We came out like week 2.
Right, that's right.
And, you know, because that we need that pounding. And, of course, we practice every day. And, you know.
Well, the thing about young kids, they like consistency and they want direction.
Right.
And they get in a routine. And I think that's one of the things that I hope you don't mind me going back to my experience last year with Goshen, is that the miles that we traveled got us completely out of routine. I mean, you're going to Childersburg, Dadeville, and we've never traveled like that. And leaving at lunch, you know, to make sure you get there safely and stuff.
That routine on game day for them
changed, and that's not something they're consistent with, and it gets them out. And you know, so having that open date sometimes is your worst enemy. And you know, coming into our house. And I know how you get our kids there to play. I like it. I think there's that opportunity that they could look past.
What about on the defensive side of the ball, Coach?
Zion Grady played. You know, he played pretty well. Saquon Jones, he's a kid that he started corner for me. Cody didn't play. Cody Youngblood didn't play. So Saquon. I said Saquon Jones. I call him his name. Saquon Fag is actually his name. But Coach Jones take him home, and so it's like, you know.
What grade is he in,
Saquon is he's a junior.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a junior. He's number 26, I think. Okay. Yeah, but he caught a pick at the goal line. They was going in to drive, and that sparked us in the fourth quarter. You know, I mean, it's like somebody make a play, and you know, everybody was down. I mean, I'm like, let's go. I spent the whole third quarter just not coaching, but on the sideline trying to get them to get it together. And, you know, it was on the 20-yard line, I think. Saquon jumped the slant, ran it 80 yards the other way. We ended up scoring, and then we scored once more after that. And they didn't score at all. They scored 3 touchdowns in the third quarter. You know, and that pretty much was the game.
Yeah.
You know, we scored 2. But they scored 3, and then they scored in the fourth. But then we scored 2 in the fourth, and you know, we was down by 2 touchdowns. And you know, going into the half at 13-8, you know, you would expect the terminology again. We're still in the game. We're not out of the game. Like it's changed the verbiage and mentality. Them thinking we're still in the game. We can do this. No, this is our game to win. We are going to do this. And they're like, Coach, what's the difference? And it's like, you still don't get it yet. Like it's the terminology that, you know, expect to win. And, you know, I'm going to preach it to the end.
And they're going to get it. There's no doubt. That young group is going to get it. They're going to get that
They're
taste
hungry
somewhere.
Too. They're hungry.
Along the way, you know.
The puppies are growing.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. They are.
They're growing.
Yeah.
And you're hanging in there each week. And Coach, with Pike Road, they're the #1 team in the land.
Yeah, they are.
5A. Offensively for Pike Road, I know we've mentioned their stud buckets.
Yeah.
Galore. What kind of offense do they run? And
it's unorthodox. It's a lot of overload, you know, a lot of motions, a lot of shifts. You know, that's pretty much the base of it, and then they'll lower you to sleep with that, then come out and empty. And you know, not too much, you know, 20 personnel with as far as, you know, 2 back or, you know, 10 personnel with 1 back. Is either empty or overload, you know, and they'll motion. But, you know, I like to describe, I think his name's Iverson Hooks, the quarterback there, as Lamar Jackson. I mean, he is slippery, man. He is, oh my God. You know, he scrambles for 50 yards behind the line of scrimmage to throw the ball. And he can run it, and nobody's going to catch him. He's that fast. So the objective is to keep him in the box. You know, DNs don't get past 6 yards down the line of scrimmage. Compress the inside so he can stay confined in that box. DNs stay on the back shoulder, and you know, upfield shoulder, front side, back shoulder, back side, and confine him to the box. If we do that, and of course the running back that I think I don't know if he just committed to Ole Miss, but you know, he had the Auburn, Ole Miss, and Notre Dame with his top three.
Right.
You know, I thought he was going to Auburn, but
yeah, I was kind of shocked to hear what you just said there. But you know, another thing that you make mention of is everything that you said is what we have to do. But whenever you have these kids, high school kids, it's hard to get collegiate kids to stay on that back shoulder, to stay in your assignment. But you're talking about 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, and you got an athlete like him that is so slippery. Having watched the Carroll Pike Road ball game, that kid's special.
Yeah, he's special.
He really is.
You say Iverson, you know, Allen Iverson.
Yeah, I mean, he moves like and he played quarterback, and I think that you know, they actually play alike. I've seen Allen Iverson's high school highlights. He was the man.
He was
the man.
He was very talented.
What about their offensive front, Coach?
They're big up front. They have a SEC type kid at tackle. I think one of the guys, if I'm not mistaken, I coached him at Carver last year. He plays guard there. Call him BA. I think he's there as well. They're stout. Two of them aren't that big, but three of them are. They're big. Even on the defensive side of the ball up front. You know, they have, you know, Curtis Perry. They have Marcus Harris, his little brother. Marcus Harris went to Kansas, transferred to Auburn. He's number 50, so he actually plays at Auburn now. And word on the street is he's better than Marcus. He's better than Big Brother.
Wow.
So you know, yeah. So they up front, they're stout. You know, and I know they have the on offense they have the Alpner brothers. Number 3, he's transferred from Greenville. He's there. Number 24 is his little brother on defense, the cornerback. He transferred from Greenville as well. And of course, Curtis Perry came from Park Crossing. So
good night.
Yeah.
Transfer.
Yeah, so
transfer sound like something might be rotten in Denmark.
Yeah, so you know, that's the nature of the beast we're still dealing with now.
Defensively, they're
stout. They are good. I mean, they're a good football team. They're fast. They're physical. They're tough. They pretty much would have, you know, what you want, you know, defensively in a team, you know. And you know, I know a few of those kids over there too, so I actually know everybody that I named. You know, those as far as, you know.
What about the kicking game? Do they have a?
Well, they have our kicker. They have from last year.
Lolly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Transferred.
Yeah, he transferred over there as well. Left footer. Yeah.
Okay.
He's number 11 over there. So.
Portal's rough.
Yeah. Yeah. He's there now. So.
Now, Coach, you mentioned injury concerns. How's Mr. Youngblood doing?
Youngblood will be back.
He'll be back.
Youngblood will be back. We have, you know, I'll say it. It doesn't matter. Zion, you know, he'll be out for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Sternum, you know, he's a key factor on defense. You know, he lead the team in sacks and tackles for loss, and he's a 9th grader.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was a key factor in this. So, but for a kid like that who wants to play, who wants to be out there, you know, he's the epitome of what you want in a Charles Henderson football player.
Right.
Coach, can I? No. You know, and him bugging me, you get tired of it, but you know he's genuinely wants to play, especially this game right here, knowing that they have a big time tackle over there. You know, he was excited. He was like, Coach, I want to go over there. That's where I want to be all night. You know, and for a 9th grader to mentally challenge a senior who's going to that.
Well, he had that opportunity. Was it 2 weeks ago? He was at Arkansas, right? And seeing what they're doing there and that recognition, and then knowing that, hey, I'm going to get to line up against this guy right here, and I can increase my stock.
You're exactly.
If I put him where I know I can be. I know what I can do. And you want that. And, you know, and I got chills just thinking about that right there, you know, what that kid can do and his eagerness to want to do it.
Yeah.
we've got to listen to you to understand that, hey,
yeah, definitely.
I got some time to build on that.
Yeah.
Let's don't injure myself to where I can.
Exactly, and I have to put him right there. And then, you know, linebacker, you know, have a linebacker and a running back with shoulder, they'll play.
Yeah.
But, you know, contusions in their shoulders. But they're tough as well. Like, they wanted to play, they wanted to practice. But, you know, you have to be a smart coach. You know, you can be tough, but you have to be the coach that has a little common sense. You know,
You got to manage it. That's
Yeah.
that's your job as a high school coach. Well, Coach, we do have Pike Road. They're coming to us to play at the Vet. We'll play at 7 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
I think we said in the past that it's going to be GoFan as well as
Yes.
tickets at the gate.
Yeah,
have
so you can get your
opportunity to
tickets now.
both. So you can go ahead and get them.
Yes, sir.
We need to pack the house.
Yes,
You're
definitely.
going to have a
Be
whiteout
there.
or something like that. You know.
I don't know. I think we're gonna first October game. I think we're gonna do a little pink this week. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So our
What
kids
about,
always
the
love that.
weather? We know how the weather.
Sunny and well, I say
Burning
sun-
hot.
Yeah.
It's a different heat.
Yeah, it's a different type of heat, but you know it's gonna be cold in the morning,
Yeah.
steamy and hot, chilly at night.
Yeah.
So that's that Alabama bipolar weather right there.
How'd you do in your wrestling match last week?
With daughters.
Oh man, I got tore up, man. It's headlock and jumping off the rope. I mean, off the bed. They like, you're gonna hurt yourself. No. But you know those girls, man.
I'm glad Brock and Will don't want to do that now.
Look,
Brock
man.
being 6'4",
Yeah.
6'5", I think he'd hurt me. Will,
And Will, he'll
them
get you.
long arms.
Oh man, yeah. Those girls, man. They'll get you. They'll get you.
Well, Coach Hambright, on behalf of Bart, we want to thank you for taking your time out
Yes,
to
sir.
come. And, you know, Orange and Blue is rising. The biscuits are rising. And one soon. You're going to be able to put butter on that biscuit, some honey and jelly, and it's going to, all the hard work
Yes.
and all that kind of stuff is coming, it's coming, and it's coming. And
I'm proud of the progress, and we're baby steps are forward steps. I keep telling them, you know, we're taking those steps forward for sure.
well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Coach Quinn Hambright for coming on the show. Go to the Vet Friday night as Charles Simpson plays Parks Crossing.
Pike Road.
Excuse me.
Mhm.
And in a minute, we'll be back with Coach Don Moore and the Goshen Eagles and that portion of the show. And we'll be back after these messages.
Telling all our drivers, happy Drivers Appreciation. We thank you for the job y'all do. We thank you. This week is all about you, but every day is about you. Wallace Sanders Truck Line, we know one thing. Drivers first.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
When you think Troy Cable, think of a world-class network. Think of friendly local customer support experts. Think of reliable internet, phone, television, and security for your home or business. Most importantly, think of a hometown company connecting its community. Think fast. Think friendly. Think Troy Cable.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Come join the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k. Oh, 401k, we match it up to 4%. We have a dental plan. We rolling at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. When these wheels roll, you make money. Drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Roll now and rock later. 4% of your retirement. We match the gross pay by 4% at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Roll now and rock later. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Sandy, you tell them.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
Your Wiregrass Honda dealers, Sam Boswell Honda at Enterprise and Jim Skinner Honda in Dothan,
are the place to get your certified pre-owned Honda.
The only kind of Honda that looks like new, drives like new, but doesn't have a new car price.
Certified pre-owned vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty,
a 182-point inspection, and a Carfax.
Now is a great time to upgrade to a certified pre-owned Honda.
Come see us today at your Wiregrass Honda dealers.
If you have $99, the deal is done at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Pick out any pre-owned vehicle on our lot and pay just $99 down. Truckloads of vehicles are arriving daily. Put $99 down and drive home any vehicle you want. Prices as low as $29.95. Over 20 price $10,000 and less. Can't beat it. $99 down and the deal is done at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Troy. Or shop us online anytime at premiertroy.com.
Welcome back to the TC2 High School Coaches Show. I'm Forrest Lee, and this is Bart Snyder on the far end. We want to welcome Don Moore, the head coach of the Goshen Eagles. Thank you for coming, Coach Moore.
Thank you, Coach. Sure do appreciate you taking your time out of the day to get here. I know it when you're getting ready like you're doing, and you got a big game this week, to take time to get here. I know it rush. You got great coaches that are probably still there at the school with your players, maybe even doing some coaching, weightlifting, or
they are
making sure they get home.
You know, and that's one thing I got to say is our coaching staff, the guys that we have there, the new guys and the guys that were previously there, they do a great job, helping out at any time with everything. They're tremendous at what they do, and you can tell they care and they take pride in what they do, and like you said, they are. We practiced earlier today, and then they were there whenever I left. They were going to the weight room, so they do a lot of those things like that to help take a load off my back, and I can't thank them enough because without them, we wouldn't be
and
doing anything.
It's great to have guys like that because in my own past, you sit there, you want to come here, because it's a great opportunity to promote your program,
yes,
and it gets out there. And but you're also nervous about those kids being there and making sure. And it's great to have great assistants that that when you leave there in good hands, they're going to make sure, and they're not going to just say, "Okay, I'm going to go on home," and leave kids sitting there. You don't have that. Well, Coach, last week we traveled over to down the road to in Crenshaw County to play the Luverne Tigers,
yes,
which
sir.
is. Forrest mentioned earlier in the night show that they are one of two of the only two undefeated teams in 2A ball, Luverne and Ayrton, which we're 3A, but still, just to let you know the caliber of ball that Coach Moore and his Goshen Eagles are playing. They're in the toughest region, I would say, anywhere. And then the only two undefeated teams in 2A ball. You played one at the first of the year.
Yes, sir.
You played one in Game 5. I don't know who made your schedule out. What was that guy thinking?
I don't know what that guy was thinking, but
but Coach, again, that's what you want to get to. You want to get to those games to where those are the people you got to play, and your guys are growing each week. I'm going to let you talk a little bit about, or ask you, some of the guys that did great offensively and defensively in our game against Luverne last Friday night.
yes, sir. On the defensive side, I think that we took some strides last week, especially. We got a few stops and we made them punt a few times, which was really great for us.
Yeah.
We saw, and I could see it happening that week. I would ask a question, they could tell me the answer, and they wouldn't just be there with a deer in headlights look. So I was thinking, hey, we're taking strides now. And we did. And Lance Hillary stepped up this week on the defensive line. Jacob Sape has gotten better each week that we've had him out there, so that's been wonderful. Eric McKinney's been doing a good job. Cole Brooks has done a great job for us this year at inside linebacker. And Tyler McClendon came back and got his full actual game in this week, so he's learning as we go. he had a couple blunders, but it wasn't nothing big. But he's athletic enough, fast enough to make up for it.
Right, he's
His
very
mistakes,
athletic.
so-
There's
so it's
some
hard to
great
get onto
athletes
it.
wearing
You
that
can-
purple and gold.
Right, you can say something, but you also like, you made a great play, but you shouldn't have been in that situation.
Right.
But he does a good job, and he's getting better and learning every week, every day really. And on the offensive side, we had he stood out well. Andrew Galloway, Sam Adams, our quarterback, since Peyton was out again. He stepped up and performed pretty decent for us overall.
Will Peyton be back this week?
Yeah, in a limited role, yes, sir. We're going to kind of use him more at receiver this week, just to try to limit, the contact and everything. But we really hope to have him, everybody back in full go by next week.
And there again, that's the management part of a head coach, and a lot of people sometimes don't understand that. But you trust, and you have to have your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinators to let that. And your job, or I use it an opportunity to do the managing, because it's so. There's so many roles that you have to take as a head coach in a program, and you can drive yourself crazy. But then, most importantly, the biggest role you got is you're a husband and a father.
Yes, sir.
And I know a lot of people say, well, you got this first. No, your family's first,
Right.
and that's something we in America need to stand stronger on, is that family. And I say that because last week there was a great article in the Alabama high school athletic thing. I don't know if you got to see it, talking to Coach Blackman. His daughter was diagnosed with some rare. She's 2 years old and had been in the ICU down at the hospital down at USA, and for a long time. And he was doing. I've always been this football guy, but all of a sudden I realized my daughter, my family. This could be in. And then Coach Rigby, they talked to about his defensive coordinator that was diagnosed with cancer, and then in no time, they're without him. And the battle of, the battle changes, the role changes. And to me, as a head coach, a former head coach, seeing what you do, that role of teaching not only the game of football, but how to be a father is extremely important as well.
I agree.
Let's say, Coach, we have
Dadeville, and we got 4 games left. I mean, the season is on the. We got Dadeville, then at Pike County, then Beulah, Montgomery Catholic. Dadeville this Friday night is senior night. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So, I want to invite the entire community of Goshen to come support the seniors. Not only the football players, but the band, the cheerleaders, and the volleyball team, because we're having senior night. And a little bit about Dadeville, Coach.
Well, they're big.
Very.
What's their record,
strong.
Bart?
They are 4-1.
Who did they lose to?
Montgomery Catholic.
Yeah. The University of Montgomery.
Number. Well, they're
Number 2 to 5. They're
they're number 3, I believe. Then Trinity's 5, and Montgomery Academy is 10. So they're
they're
big boys.
Just
They're in the mountains.
You mentioned Montgomery Academy. They played them last Friday night, and Catholic did, yes, and
42-0.
Yep, and that's a team that really looked. I got the opportunity to do the radio with them playing Highland home, and they were impressive. And matter of fact, Trinity's a good ball team. You played them, and not trying to talk them Catholic up, but just Dadeville. I got on Catholic right there, but just telling you, Dadeville, their loss has come to a darn good football program.
And they're big and they're strong and they got weapons. They line up in too tight eye and come right at you, and they want to give you a dose. They don't mind telling you this is where we're coming. Yeah, it's no secret. And just because you know where it's going doesn't mean you can stop it. And they had a really good game last week against Fayette County. They were down, and they came back and won that game 15-12. Yeah. So, they know how to fight. They know how to put it together. And, it's going to be another tough one. We say that. I know it sounds like a broken record, but it just is what it is right now. And like I tell our kids, every day, that it is what it is, but we got to work on us and get better. That's our main goal.
Now, defensively, what are some things that they do defensively?
Well, it kind of depends on what you run on offense, but they're more of a 5-2 type look. They'll get to a 4-2 look as well, and they run, cover 2, cover 3, man. And they'll bring a backer and things like that.
What about their punting team or kickoff team and extra point field goal? Are they sound in all
They
those?
actually are. They have a good punter and a good kicker, and their long snappers are quarterback. And he likes to get down the field in a hurry and light people up. He does.
That's a good position. It's a heavily recruited position now because the guy's protected as long as the head's down, even at the collegiate level.
Right.
And you really can't make contact with him. I don't know at the collegiate level you can't line up on them. I can't remember exactly how it works with us. I know if their head is down, there's not supposed to be any contact. You're not supposed to hit the center. So that's a fun position to play if you're athletic like he is.
It is.
Now, being youthful as your team is, the one word I thought about just a few minutes ago was versatility, because your players that you have, and some of them that you have to play are playing JV here and there.
Yes,
but
sir.
They're playing different positions. They're playing offense and defense and special teams. So you're developing versatility within your program. And
yes, sir, we are. Even at the junior varsity level, we have a lot of those guys that play those like you were talking about, but they play a different role there. They may be for us. They may be the free safety for us on varsity, but they may be our strong safety on JV, or they may be a defensive lineman for us, on varsity, but they may be inside linebacker for us on junior varsity. So they're getting that coaching everywhere, and sometimes it can kind of be overwhelming for them. But that's another thing that I think our coaches have done a great job of is keeping it simple enough for them to understand it. And it's me more than anybody that wants to add this and do this, and they kind of look at me like, Coach, I don't think they're going to understand that right now. And so I've done a great job, or they've helped me do a great job of kind of backing off on the defense and just lining them up.
For myself, Wayne Grant used to tell me all the time, he said, just remember, KISS. Keep it simple,
That's
stupid.
right.
And the stupid ain't about the players. It's about us as coaches, because like you mentioned, we want to move it on. I'm not saying we're stupid. I'm not saying that you are by any means. I know the intelligence that you have, not just on as a person, but also in the game of football. But to keep it simple for them sometimes gives those young guys, an opportunity to make plays. And I want to mention something too. Your center, is that still who is that?
AJ Brown. He is out this week with a mild concussion.
Okay. I did not know that. But
yes, sir. So we've had to move some people around. We got some moving parts up there with that.
That 50 defense, that's what I was just fixing to get to, and Johnny Dunn, I enjoyed coaching with him many years ago in the early 90s, and he always said, I want to do the shotgun and do all the stuff that we do today, and he says, Coach, I want you to as a defensive coordinator. He said, because I'm going to put my biggest, fastest man right there in front of you, and I'm going to make him snap that ball where it doesn't need to go, and he said that messes up the whole offense. So what I was trying to say is I was impressed with what I've been seeing pretty much. I've had pretty good exchange there at the position, right?
Yes, sir, we have. There hadn't been, knock on wood, there hadn't been too many blunders. And even at practice this week with the moving parts, it hadn't really been that bad. So, but that's different than in game. But we hope to keep that going and hope to get AJ back soon.
Right. Well, that'll be great, because like I said, you got a real young team, and pretty much our whole county is full with young guys and exciting talent that's on the way, just not for the purple and gold of Goshen, but the other schools in the county that surround us. But we do senior night. What time would the festivities begin?
I'm pretty sure it's going to start right around 6:30.
Okay.
And we have 3 seniors or 4?
Three seniors on football, and 2 cheerleaders and with a mascot, so that's 6, and then I think there's a couple in band. So
Great opportunity there to come out and as a fan base to support these young men and ladies that have worn these colors and worn them well.
And y'all know this as well as, y'all been there way longer than I have, but the Goshen community does a great job of coming out and support, not just football, but all sports.
Right.
Our volleyball team had a big game last week, and, that gym was pretty full.
Yeah.
So it's not just for football. They come out and they do a great job supporting all those activities.
Right. I've done 2 ball games. I'm filling in for the Bear Bryant public address announcers. Keith Snyder has done that for 40 or 50 years.
Long as I can remember, only a few years.
2 games.
that I can remember.
The ROTC program, they present the colors.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's a unique thing that students are involved. You have a cheerleader. The last 2 different cheerleaders have said the prayer. They can do the prayer if it's led by a student.
Which is important.
It is. Very important.
And, of course, we have a great concession stand at Goshen, and the FFA, they sell peanuts as a fundraiser for like $4 a bag. Coach, again, we get into the game using the GoFan
yes,
app. That's pretty simple to do. The weather, how's the weather?
Should be pretty nice.
Yeah.
It really should.
Like a low chance of rain. It seems like I look today as my farm side of me would love to see some rain right now. The coaching side, I said, no, you don't want
That's
it. But
right.
it's the people that are getting it right now is in Baldwin County. I mean, they'd want to come north to play some football, but it has really been raining, according to the radar that I looked at today, down in that area there, and it doesn't come any further than the bay, and that's it. It's just stopping right there. So
peanut pickers are picking, and the corn pickers are picking.
Yeah.
Shelling corn and stuff. So, Coach, any player that you want to recognize, or some players that have had a good week of practice, or I know you're proud of all of them, and anything you'd like to mention of any particular person, I know administration or anybody that gives you an extra boost on Friday night or helps you during the week?
Right. Well, there's a few people. Starting with some of the players first, I think Leon Cowart's done a really good job. He's, kind of started to figure it out on the defensive line. We moved Kristen Simmons back to linebacker last week, and he was a little slow because he hadn't really ever done it. And so, but this week at practice, he's really started figuring it out. And he's a smart young
good
man.
Kid.
And he is a great kid. So I hope to get him to keep going and building off of that. And he's a sophomore as well. As far as administration, Mr. Bradford and Dr. Rich do a great job of, whatever we need and helping out, especially on the academic side, or, they pull grades for me each week to check the kids' grades so I can keep up with them. The teachers do a great job of communicating with me whenever something's going wrong, or just let me know that the kid's been doing great. I think everybody's been doing a really good job.
I like that. One of the things that Kay Phillips, which is retired from she, and you probably remember from the first time, she had a praise board and taught me into doing one when I was doing the health stuff, and had my board there and had teachers to send me emails when our athletes did something good. And I'd also, Stephanie had me in that little lobby thing there where I was at, I'd always put up the news clippings. But one of the most shocking thing of the whole thing is the kids quit looking at the news clippings and want to see what the teachers had to say about them. And I remember Miss Sally Thomas, and I was talking one day, and I told her, I said, just anything. And she was having a little trouble with a kid, and she sent me an email about how well he looked, is the way he dressed, and that I can't remember what else that stuck out on mine. When he come through and read that, she said it changed him. She said he just was a different kid.
I'm glad you mentioned Sally Smith Thomas. Her husband was Michael Keith Porkchop Thomas, and their grandson is Cole Brooks
and
Mason Brooks. Coach, again, who are our seniors? Again, if you will mention them.
So Russ Copeland,
Judson
Helms, and Cole Brooks.
And I know you're very proud of them. And
Yes, sir, I am. And I just want to say something about those guys because, you know, it's senior night, and, you know, they don't have very many games left, especially on their home field. And it's always, you know, one of those bittersweet moments that you get to when you have those seniors that are finishing up, and you know, they've got other things that they're going to do after they graduate and everything. But to have those guys and everybody, you know, it's easy to be there every day and to do your part every single day when things are going great.
Right.
You know, but it takes a tremendous amount of character for a young man to do it when things aren't going right, and to know that, you know, it might not get much better, but I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep trying every day, and that's what I can say about our seniors. They have been there, and they've been sticking with it, and they have not missed.
And add to that whole group just about went through that same thing last year, and people can say what they want, but there's not many people that want to suit up and play Catholic and Trinity. I can promise you what those two bring to the table, and it ain't changed from last year to this year, but your guys are following the same leadership that those guys showed last year. We're going to defeat this. We're going to be back to Goshen. It's coming. Get ready. And
people get ready. There's a train a-coming. They're wearing purple and gold. But Don, Coach Moore, I want to thank you for coming to the show, and
thank y'all for your time.
Thanks for the hat.
Proud to have you. Appreciate your time and effort to get here each week, and we hope that you have a good week, a good day in practice tomorrow, and a good showing and a great effort, and hopefully a win this Friday night. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Don Moore Goshen High School Eagle Football Show. After these messages, we'll be back with Pike Liberal Arts and Coach Mario White. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Against W.S. Neal. You know, we were down 26-8 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and our kids just played really tough, a lot of resiliency, and a lot of grit, I think is the right word, to be down that much with 3 minutes going in the third, and to keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting and come back, and we went up, and then at the last drive they made a big play, but then we stood up there and had a big time interception to end the game. And so obviously really proud of the toughness, the resiliency that our guys played with. It's the first time since 1989 New Brockton beat a 4A opponent, which is really big. Anytime you can go on the road and like a 2-hour road trip and deal with all those issues and win is big, but especially for a classification that's bigger than you is well worth it. So just really proud, really proud of our guys.
All right, what are you guys doing for next week, or for this current week?
Yeah, we got Slocum this Friday night at their place. Going on the road again. That's going to be a tough one. Slocum is a really good football team. They got 3 really great players. 26, 1, and 25 are all 3 really good players. And Coach Tisdale does a great job utilizing them to give you problems on offense. And then 26 on defense is an incredible linebacker. And so it's a tall task and a tough challenge, and so we got to go out there and try to out-team them. You know, I told the kids it's 11 on 11, so we got to go out there and we got to play as a team and play as a unit and try to get after it and play our style of football, not do anything outside of what we can do, and just try to out-team them to give ourselves a chance to win.
Since 1959, the Commercial Bank of Ozark has been serving our community. It doesn't matter whether the times are good or bad, or if conditions are normal or different. The Commercial Bank of Ozark is here to serve you, your family, and your business. We make all our loan decisions locally, and we do it in a timely manner. Car, new home, home improvement, or business loans, the Commercial Bank of Ozark is here with the expertise and help for all your banking needs.
We're celebrating our Driver Appreciation Week. We're so happy to have TruckWorks here.
We just want to recognize TruckWorks for what they do for us. Absolute great partners. They've really stepped up here on Driver Appreciation Week. They came in here, and I mean, not hamburgers and hot dogs, Boston butts and the grilled chicken, the really prima stuff. So, man, we so much appreciate you guys and what you do for us.
Wallace Sanders Truck Line, we know one thing: drivers first.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. the common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Since 1959, the Commercial Bank of Ozark has been serving our community. It doesn't matter whether the times are good or bad, or if conditions are normal or different. The Commercial Bank of Ozark is here to serve you, your family, and your business. We make all our loan decisions locally, and we do it in a timely manner. Car, new home, home improvement, or business loans, the Commercial Bank of Ozark is here with the expertise and help for all your banking needs.
Check out what Baker Metal Works and Dixie Supply customers are saying. The best place for metal roofing materials. This company is amazing. Customer service was top-notch. Best service in the industry. We've used them for years. Best place ever. The metal roofing headquarters in our area. Come see for yourself why customers choose Baker Metal Works and Dixie Supply. Baker Metal Works and Dixie Supply, your metal roofing headquarters.
Come join Wiley Sanders Truck Lines today. $1,000 sign-on bonus. We match your 401k up to 4%. Blue Cross, Blue Shield. We also have a dental plan. You could be the next driver of the month. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. You're a certified mechanic looking for a job, then come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We need good mechanics. Call John Smothers or Ken Bray for the maintenance department. You will have a future at Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line has been in business since 1959, and we're steadily getting bigger. I'm surrounded by new equipment. That's right, new equipment. Here's one that's ready to go at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have Blue Cross, Blue Shield. We have a 401k. We can match your 401k up to 4% of your gross pay. If these tires roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, you make money. Ride the best, drive for the best. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck.
Welcome back to the TC2 Coaches Show. I'm Forrest Lee, and there's Bart Snyder, and with us, this is the Pike Liberal Arts Patriot segment of the show with head coach Mario White. Coach White, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And Bart, I'll let you lead out.
All right, well, Coach, an interesting game last Friday night. I got to watch the first half of it. I took the night off to be with my older son. They were off last week at Faulkner, and he come home. So we watched it. I mean, it was a very physical ball game. I know it was not, from what I've seen in previous stuff, a typical Mario White ball club game. There was a lot of flags, but the adversity led to the fact that we won the ball game with a 21-18. So, you know, those things right there build your program. It ain't what you want. I know that, and I haven't talked to you, but tell us a little bit about the ball game and the fact that we end up with that 21-18 win. You have some offense and defensive players you want to speak about?
Well, yes, sir. We'll just talk about the game in general. Last year, you know, we went down to their place, and it was a tough environment to play in, but just being quite frankly, Jason Allen out-coached me in that game. He had his guys more prepared to play than I did. That's just the blunt and honest truth about it. This year, you know, we knew it's been a hard season already. I feel like we're in week 10. You know, but adversity has been the word we've used the last 5 weeks, being when Regina grandmother died, Dee son and Cam brother passing away, and Grace and Allie Rush and Mr.
Gary Rush, and a great friend of mine. He was buried today. Kendall is this coming weekend.
Sunday, yes, sir. So adversity has been the thing we've been talking about. And Friday night, it's one of the first times I'm 40 years old. God willing, I'll be 41 Friday.
Happy birthday.
But that's the first time in my life I ever felt like I was helpless. But one thing the boys did, they stayed together and they kept, held a course. Big Griff got in there and pretty much, knew it was in the foxhole, talked the boys up. And the community of Pike Lib and the parents and the administration, they really stood behind us. And I took that more away from the win. But as I told you before, I mean, one thing I found out in this little short time I've been a head coach, it's been my second year, man, a win is so precious. It's so precious to get. And that was a huge win. That was a huge win for our program. That was a huge win for our boys. That was a huge win for our Pike Lib community.
From being a player, being an assistant coach, to being a head coach, as I mentioned earlier, it's not sometimes the way you want to win, but because, I mean, like I said, you saw it, you watched your film, and it wasn't some of the things that you wanted. There were a lot of questionable things out there, but that adversity and winning a ball game through those things right there are always something that can build you down the road when those things don't go your way again, and when you get to the playoffs. I mean, you don't know who you're going to be. I mean, you're going to be playing and what it's going to be like. This win right here not only makes you a better coach, but it makes your players and your assistant coaches better coaches as well. That's how I looked at it now, for myself in my years of coaching. And we had them. I told Coach D in a conversation about text, I said, that game reminded me of some of the Goshen stuff that we used to get every time you turn around. An Osmos night, every time you ought to have Yellowwood out there somewhere, the dang flags everywhere. Yes, and I just didn't see some of it. I don't want you to say that because your coach, I am going to say it. Watching the film, I was like, what is that? Where did that come from? Questionable, but I'm not there to see what those guys see. And that's, to me, besides being a bus driver, being official has got to be either the football, basketball, or baseball. It's got to be a very, very tough job to do. And because, I mean, they see it and they have that split second to make a call.
Yes, sir.
On the offensive side, coach, and the defensive side of the ball, who are some, we mentioned it before the show, but who are some players that you'd like to mention offensively and defensively that stood out?
Defensively, Cameron Baker, man, we knew he was going to come ready to play. I'm getting chills thinking about it. Man, he's already our field general. He always kind of get us in and out of things we don't need to get in, or things we don't need to be in. He'd get us out. He did a great job of leading the team Friday night. Man, he was sideline to sideline. I think he had 12 tackles, 3-4 loss, and a deflected pass and 2 hurries on the quarterback. So he was spectacular on Friday night, as well as our front, Frankie Jeffcoat, once again. He was putting pressure on the quarterback, and he was pinching the edge, turning runs back in. But, they had a great player at number 1. It was hard to get that guy to the ground. He had impeccable balance and speed. But Gavin Williams also probably had the play of the night. People didn't realize it. He had 9 tackles Friday night, but one particular play when number 1 broke, I told him, I was joking about it on Sunday in the weight room. I said, man, I don't know where you got the speed to catch that guy, but he ran him down. And on that particular drive, he ran him down, I think, on the 5, and they didn't get. They walked away with nothing in that drive. And you look at a field goal or a touchdown, that's the turning point in the game. So, offensively, like I said, Kaysen, he absolutely took a pounding all night long. He kept getting up, never complained. The O-line did a great job of protecting him. There was a lot of hitting going on, as you alluded to earlier. Some was a little questionable, but hey, Zakevian Pennington, I mean, he hit the edge on him one time and got out on him, and he ran the ball really physical. But the one guy that really stood out was Ian Foster. I called him Monday night. It was about 9 o'clock, and I told him, I said, what you think about Elijah Caldwell? He said, Coach, I really think he was the man. I said, well, man, you're just a bigger version of him. I said, it's time for you to show up now, and man, he had 65 yards in return game. He had 48 yards rushing and had 3 catches for 167 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. So, I mean, he had just an outstanding game, and I mean, he's a special talent. He's a special player.
On the special team side of the ball, who are some players or?
Well, Kay Renfro, every kick he's made has been vital this year. And then I always laugh at him all the time, make fun of him at practice, and have a good time with him. Mario Davenport was amazing in the punt game. He flipped the field for us one time from the end zone.
Yeah, he did.
And that was a huge play, a huge play in the game. So he was spectacular for us also. So, man, it was
on
really
4th and 40 one time. That was probably one of the heck of a catches. I was like, here you go here, and the next thing you know, you're at the end zone back there, and 4th and 40. 3rd and 40. Who's going to make that? And that kid goes up and makes a play. But there again, there was those little yellow flags on the ground.
Parachutes.
We backed it back up, but I mean the adversity was still overcome, and there was some great plays by your team. I got the opportunity to watch that, and speaking of that, I got my first opportunity to go see my nephew play last night. Again, I'm not going to brag about the head coach on the JV program. I can't do that. No, I'm kidding. Robin, my brother, does that, and I appreciate you giving him the opportunity to do that. And Parks, my nephew, out there playing, but. Watching the game last night, I was extremely impressed with what you have going on right there. A good group of young men that definitely showed that they are receiving some coaching to get to that next level.
What I like on that, on the games, the JV's playing.
Right.
But the varsity coaches are on the sideline too. And when the player comes off the field,
there's coaching going on.
There's coaching going on. They call them over and say, "This." You can just see it. There's like 4 or 5 in an ear while the game's still going on. And who did we beat last night, Coach?
That was Lakeside.
Lakeside.
Well, as far as the program go, you take guys on JV now, like let's just say Cole Garrett, Tyler Cross, and who we call Green Eyes, Garrett Whitaker. Those kids are able to play on JV now because right now at Pike Live, how we have things structured. Everything that we do on Friday nights is a smaller scale. We do with JV, and we also do with varsity too. So that's why all the varsity coaches are able to coach all the kids, because we all coach them together. And the varsity kids used to go down and help the JV guys. So when the Pee Wee kids come up on Friday night, Eagle F Dash is the same thing it is on Tuesdays at 5 and 6 is the same thing on Friday night. So that's one of the things, boundary plays and 3x1s and 2x2s is all named the same, all same wristbands and everything else. So the kids, they have a sense of what to do when they get from Pee Wee to JV and from JV to varsity. So that's how we do it.
And if there was one person there last night, there was probably
a good crowd.
You can't hardly park.
Well, as we move on,
there were about. Let me interject this. There were probably at that Pee Wee game, probably 50 to 55 cheerleaders.
Yeah.
That brings mom and daddy and grandmother and granddaddy.
That's right. That's what you got to have. But we're moving on and to this Friday night, and pretty familiar with the team that's coming to town, correct?
Yes, sir.
The Tuscaloosa Academy. Can you tell us a little bit about your connection with them, and then a little bit about what we expect to see?
Well, one thing I told my mom and Bridget before I came down here is the only way to do is just be open and up front. I got a connection with Tuscaloosa Academy since 1995. They took me in, and I was a troubled teen. So I have a lot of admiration and respect for that school because I was a lost kid, and they brought me in and allowed me to be there. Of course, when I got married with kids, they brought me back. Coach Johnson brought me back to help, with bringing kids in and coaching JV and Pee Wee as well as helping on varsity. So also I helped Lee Evans. Lee Evans' dad, when I first started playing baseball, Lee Evans' dad is the guy that took me in and pretty much showed me how to hit and all that. So I owe that school a lot. The senior class they have now, I had those kids since they were in the 6th grade. So, the Philip Lancasters of the world is senior now. Jack Stanford, Mississippi, that's Landon Stale. Leon was a kid I coached, so a lot of those guys, David McNeil, Tyler McNeil, so that whole crew, that's my whole crew coming in. So they're smart, they're a bunch of smart kids. They played hard for me for 5 years, and they literally gave me a chance to start coaching them. And the parents at TA, when I was a really young coach and didn't have a clue what I was doing, they let me make my mistakes, and they kept me, kept me whole, and supported me throughout the whole year, all the years. And that was one of the hardest decisions I ever made, was to leave that school to come down south. But that's the plan that was, I was told. So, but I always have a soft spot and admiration for Tuscaloosa Academy.
What do they do offensively, Coach? What do you have to?
Well, Josh Wright is the coach there now. People don't notice Josh, and I go a long way back. His dad, Mr. Lynn, was a great coach down at Pickens Academy. And Josh is people don't realize last year, like I said, I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and he would help me out behind the scenes, let me know things I needed to do, things I had coming up. So like I tell the kids, I was speeding in the school zone, and he kind of like looked out for me. But Josh does a lot of things well. I mean, he like he always tell me, he's going to do what he does. He's going to get in the pistol power. He's going to spread it out a lot. Jack Stanford, one of my guys, little Jack. He's got a lot of speed. He'll play college football. He's a 4.4 runner.
Wow.
And that's
can't coach that.
You can't coach that. You cannot coach that. He get in space, he's gone. David McNeil, we got to keep him contained in the pocket. Jordan Evans, he's kind of like a little bro that leads his dad. Is one of my best friends. So Jordan's a tough kid. He's going to be in the right spot. He's going to make plays. Philip Lancaster is also, he's an all-state linebacker. I think he had 145 tackles last year, and he's on that pace for that again. So we got our work cut out for us Friday night.
I like how you have nicknames for all your players. Jack, Crash. Yeah. Let's go through some of the nicknames real quick. I mean, I just picked up on that. You called one of your former players at Tuscaloosa Academy Jack.
Yeah.
Little man, little bro, or something like that. They all have a kind of a nickname. The defensively coach, or what kind of defense do they run? I know it's predicated on what you may come out. What do they like to do defensively?
Well, I mean, Coach Bradford, that's Todd Bradford. That's another one of my buddies up there at TA. When I was kind of questioning this whole thing about trying to become a head coach, he really gave me confidence and thought I could do it, even though I thought I couldn't do it, to shoot you straight. So, but Coach Bradford, man, he's an outstanding defensive coach. He used to love to run the 3-4. They're really, really aggressive. Their corners are really athletic on the back end. They kind of roll coverages a lot. They mess coverages a lot. So that's a lot of things, we got to be ready for. So, but they're going to blitz a lot. They're going to come and get you. And, I was kind of that way too when I was on the defensive side of the ball. So that's what you like to do, and they have a lot of success doing it.
And the weather tomorrow night, Friday night I think it's going to be pretty good for high school football. Bart, is anything else you'd like to add? Or
I just know that Miss Scott again, with Coach Scott, with the cheerleaders, they're going to be doing a great job. The atmosphere will be huge, I know, and the red and the blue will be everywhere. Big night, and I know, like I said, I know it's exciting for you to be playing Tuscaloosa Academy, your home, bringing them to your new place, and getting that opportunity to beat them, even though all those guys you may mention, they understand what your objective is, and if some unforeseen reason they were to pluck up and beat you, they're going to be proud to walk across that field and shake your hand and say, "Coach, we got you."
Yeah.
But you smile, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're going to tell them what a great job. You're proud to see them again, and wish them safe travels back. Sorry that you lost, but we're going to move on.
Well, it's like I was telling the kids, coming off the Chambers Week, that's a game we had circled for a long time. Last year we was fortunate to play everybody a second time that we lost to, Bessemer, Glenwood, and Chambers was the only team that we could not play again. So, we never talked about it. We just kind of put it away, and it's one of those deals where we just had to lay on and eat it for a whole year, and then it came back around. So it's a great opportunity for us to have a letdown. So we've been working towards it all week about being focused on the task at hand and being prepared and ready to execute.
Well, Coach, on behalf of Bart and myself, would like to thank you for coming to the studio with your time. And ladies and gentlemen, this Friday night, the Pike Liberal Arts Patriots will host Tuscaloosa Academy. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. Go support the Patriots of Pike Liberal Arts. In just a minute, we'll be back with our next guest.
Telling all our drivers, happy Drivers Appreciation. We thank you for the job y'all do. We thank you. This week is all about you, but every day is about you. Wallace Sandals Truck Line, we know one thing: drivers first. Telling all our drivers, happy Drivers Appreciation. We thank you for the job y'all do. We thank you. This week is all about you, but every day is about you. Wallace Sandals Truck Line, we know one thing: drivers first.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
When you think Troy Cable, think of a world-class network. Think of friendly local customer support experts. Think of reliable internet, phone, television, and security for your home or business. Most importantly, think of a hometown company connecting its community. Think fast, think friendly, think Troy Cable.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Come join the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k. Oh, 401k, we match it up to 4%. We have a dental plan. We rolling at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. When these wheels roll, you make money. Drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Roll now and rock later. 4% of your retirement. We match the gross pay by 4% at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Roll now and rock later. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Sandy, you tell them.
Welcome back to the TC2 Coaches Show. I'm Forrest Lee, and that's Bart Snyder.
Way over
and
here.
Sandwiched between us, we have Blake Herring. He's a 10th grader at Pike Liberal Arts.
No. Highland Home, Coach Lee. You got your blue on tonight. You wore your Highland Home blue, and then you got the all messed up.
Let's start over. I'm sorry. The Highland Home Flying Squadron, and we have Will Pouncey. And just had a little glitch, but it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.
Good to see
Always
you.
a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
I'm going to let Bart lead off.
All right. We traveled down to South Crenshaw County last week. I think we all were kind of thinking things would be a little bit different. Didn't turn out the way we wanted, but there was a lot of changes going on in the blue at Highland Home last week, different schemes and stuff, and I didn't get to make the ball game, but I got to talk to a lot of different people, and I'm gonna let you talk about what all took place in the week and leading up to the game and playing the ball game and the good parts of it. I know it wasn't, you didn't win, and there's always never, great on that, but still, there were some good things moving forward.
Well, our preparation was, a lot better, a lot more attention to detail. I think after, what transpired in the Laverne game really got all of our attentions and stuff that we can do better. And we really tighten the screws up on everything. And sometimes it takes being exposed to realize what you can do better. And so we really had a really good week of preparation. And, I know it wasn't all going to be fixed in 1 week. You can't just flip the switch, but it was a lot better. We executed a lot better. We found some stuff we could do offensively, stuff that fits this team. Played better defensively. Played with a lot more aggressiveness, a lot more passion. And, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot, put ourselves in bad positions, turning the ball over. I think we had 4 turnovers. We lose by 3 scores. And, you're playing the number 1 team in the state in 1A on the road. You're not going to win games like that, putting the ball on the ground. But we fought to the end. We competed to the very end. And so I was pleased with that, proud of my guys' effort, and definitely something to build off of moving forward.
Well, you mentioned something there, a word that I kind of adopted in my coaching was watching Bishop Gordon out of Nevada play as a high school team, and they travel all over the country like during college team. But their coach took pride out. They don't use the word pride, and they replaced it with passion.
Absolutely.
He said pride will beat you, but if you have the passion for something, you're going to work harder at it to be more successful with it. And I like that, and I didn't, you're mentioning it right there, and I caught that word in there, passion is a key word, and I like that. And I do still think, we're looking at what took place last week, and we'll talk about some players that did good and stuff, but, where we stand in region play is we're right there in the mix still. I mean, Luverne, of course, according to the history thing, Alabama high school history thing is 2-0 in the region. Francis Marion 2-1, Highland Home 2-1, with a big key ball game, which we'll get into in just a little bit, with Isabella being 1-0, along with Thorsby being 1-0. So we'll get to that. But any of the players from last Friday night that kind of stood out for you offensively, defensively?
Defensively, because Keldrick Falk kind of did a very good job. I think he led our team and tackled some defensive end spot. Our linebackers played very well. Kirby Tolles and Stephen Ponder, who's our inside linebackers. J.J. Falk has been key for us all year long. And we were kind of vulnerable in the secondary at times, but, in the second half, we ended up fixing those holes and played much better back there. So offensively, like I said, our offensive line kind of started to mold a little bit in the second half and started firing off, and we kind of simplified what we were doing and basically just fired off the football and just played downhill football. And so we kind of came together there. Like I said, with our offensive linemen, they really got a good push there in the second half whenever we kind of closed the splits in and basically just ran the old double wing, and it's just basically old school smash mouth football. So I was proud of them and how they competed and how they responded to even being down. And but the thing that excited me was going in at halftime, even in a deficit, that each other that all of them was still tapping each other on the shoulder pads, tapping each other on the back, saying, "Hey, we got this. Don't worry about that block. Don't worry about that missed block. Don't worry about that. I got your back. We got this." So I kind of saw a come together moment with them, and we went out the second half and played a lot better. And we all know why. Like I said, we put ourselves in the hole, which first of all, Brantley's a good enough team on their own, of course, but we made some mistakes, and if we don't make those mistakes, I think that we put ourselves in a much better position to be in that ball game.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest with us that Coach Pouncey brought with us. This is Blake Herring. Blake, if you will, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My parents are Jennifer and Randy Magoo. I'm in 10th grade, and I go to Highland Home.
What interest do you have as it relates to sports? Is it the talk part, or you're interested in broadcasting or writing, or?
I do broadcasting. Like I go on Facebook and just commentate the game, and it's a lot of fun. I like it.
Okay. So what are your plans? You're in the 10th grade. So when you graduate, what do you want to do to, I guess, improve those skills? Is that what you want to do for a living?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got a plan on where you might want to go to school? I know it's early.
I have either picked between Troy or Auburn right now. So.
Troy or Auburn. And you said Magoo. When I hear the word Magoo, I think Mustang. Are you kin to that set of Magoos?
Yes.
So you live up there around Hornoval.
Yes.
Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
That's great. Yes, sir. That's God's country up there, too. Hornoval. That's Dwight Falk country, and
That's
I'm a
right.
Dwight Falk fan.
That's
Let me
right.
tell you something. Well, listen, Blake, what are your thoughts of Highland Home football? Right now we have, 4 or 5 games left in the regular
Yes, sir.
season?
Yes.
What are some of the things that you've been impressed with this year?
Our offense, especially the run game, has been very good. Our defense is able to stop them besides a couple of big plays, but most of the team has done really good.
Okay.
You had some great opponents that you played too as well. I mean, when you look at the Brantleys, you look at the ACA, and then you look at Maplesville, which is ranked in the top 10 in 1A ball. I think they're like 4th, maybe 3rd or 4th. I mean, you played some teams that are great. So that builds your teams. Of course, we're not where we want to be with our record, but we're still in this. Like I mentioned, with the standings right there, and making the playoffs is the ultimate goal. Because when you get to the end of the season, it don't matter what the record is.
Right.
It goes back to 0.
2A, right?
Yes, sir.
And I don't even see Lou Verne listed in the top 10 or even receiving a vote. Yeah, they've received votes. They're like number. They've received votes. They're not in the top 10, but I just did see them. But 2A region.
Well, we've had
that's a tough
we have had a tough schedule, but most of our things have been self-inflicted wounds. Like I said, first of all, with turnovers, and that's stuff that we're trying to clean up, because I believe when we're firing on all cylinders that we can compete with anybody, but it's up to us to do so. And that's one thing I've been trying to tell our kids this week is, we've got 5 weeks to get better before the playoffs start, and
right.
and if we're clicking on all cylinders by then it's anybody's ball game, and this week is a very, very, very huge game for us.
And because that's Isabella, they're 1-0.
Where are they from, Bart?
They're from the up 231, just.
They're above Prattville,
Yeah.
kind of in the Prattville, right there around Maplesville. So.
Are they a Tolga or Chilton?
A Tolga.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
No, excuse me, Chilton. They are Chilton. Yes, sir.
Okay. What are some things that they do offensively, Coach?
They run the ball and they run it very effectively down people's throat. But no, they do. They got a bunch of big kids. They're very big up front, very big and physical. A lot of two-back gun sets. They get downhill in the running game, power counter. And they're not tremendously well in space, but they do have some athletes that can break loose on you. But they're very downhill. They're very physical in what they do and how they run the football. And we got to be up to the challenge to meet their physicality.
Defensively, what do you expect to see out of them?
Well, four-man front's what we've seen on film so far. They kind of move their defensive tackles around. Seen a lot 2-3 techniques. So we kind of got a game plan. We're going to line up and come straight at them, and see how we fare. But it's going to be big on big. It's going to be smash mouth football, and whoever's going to win this game is going to have to earn it.
Right. And that's what you want.
What about on the injury side of things, Coach? We're doing okay injury-wise?
We are. We're fine on the injuries. Like I said, I got one of my backup offensive linemen who's actually started some games for us this year. He's probably gone for the year, but he hadn't played in the last few weeks. He got hurt early on, but other than that, we've still got the same guys that we've had for a while, and a lot of nicks and bruises, bangs, and all that. But we got some guys hurt. We ain't got nobody injured. So.
What about the JV side of the house? Did you have a game this week? Or
We did not. This was a built-in off week for them. So,
okay.
So no JV game this week. We do go, or Brantley comes to us on Monday. So
Okay.
getting ready for that one.
Okay. Blake, I was going to ask you, when you do the games, do you put that on Facebook or YouTube, or where do you do that
I
from?
put it on Facebook and YouTube.
How can we find that?
It's called the Squadron Network on both platforms.
The Squadron Network, both platforms. Okay. Is that the name of the Squadron Network?
The Squadron Network.
Okay.
Yeah.
Squadron Network. Did you come up with that?
No.
Okay.
His wife, Miss Casey, did. And I was just the first person she asked. I know a lot about sports, and she came up and was like, "Hey, you want to start commentating games?" And it was nervous at first. I didn't know what I was doing, but I come to really enjoy it.
Okay, so you got the program in front of you. Do you do the other team? You have their names and numbers and all like that too? Or
I don't have. I usually don't have their name or like their roster or none of that.
Yeah, we'll get Coach to download that on
Dragonfly.
Then you can have your team here and then have their team there.
And
maybe
another
you get
little
somebody.
thing that Mr. Ralph Black had showed some of us to do is that you get with you call the counselor to the next school, because some of these names can be kind of tough to say, and you have them to pronounce it instead of saying it like it's spelled. He would tell us to take it and break it how you would, how you spell it the way you would say it, and you just that's a good opportunity from it to learn on that aspect of it, because it is kind of difficult sometimes. We have a lot of people that come in with different ways of pronouncing names and spellings of names.
So, Will, again, you can enter the game through GoFan or Cash.
Yes, sir. As far as I know, I think we're going to try to do all GoFan, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But just a safe bet is to go GoFan.
Yeah. So, give us the name of the football field again. It's
Clay Jordan Stadium.
Clay Jordan Stadium. And Bars, anything else you'd like to add?
Just that you know that it's a big ball game. The Highland home faithful and fans need to be there in full force. They need to pack that stand right there as they normally do, and be loud. I mean, be there and support these young men. They put a lot of work into it. Support Coach Pouncey and those squadron right there, and let's win this Isabella ball game right here, and keep ourselves up there in that number 2 slot, because we do have Francis Marion coming up. as well as Thorsby in the near future, and I think all of those games are winnable right there.
I do too. Like I said, this week it's huge for us. I told the kids that if we win this one, we're in the driver's seat to host a playoff game. If we do what we need to do from here on out, and we're going to get a better draw in the playoffs, and then you go to the playoffs, and it's all about matchups, and
right.
Then we'll see how far we can go from there. But right now it's just about going, and I guess it's kind of turning into a cliche, but going 1-0 this week. But that's where we're at right now in this season, and that's all we need to worry about.
We take that.
Well, Coach Pouncey, on behalf of Bart and myself, want to thank you for bringing Blake Herring to the show. And Blake, come anytime, man. We're proud to have you, and we're excited that you're interested in that, and you have a bright future. And I can hear it now. The voice of the Auburn Tigers, we got Blake Herring.
It could be ESPN Chris Beck.
ESPN. That's fantastic. And I hope you enjoyed your supper at Chick-fil-A, and wish you'd have brought us something. But anyhow,
we've been hearing about some wings up there
forever
in the Highland Home area.
Yeah,
They pretty good up there.
Yeah. This has been the Highland Home football show, the squadron of Highland Home, and I want to thank again Will Pouncey for coming, and Blake, thank you for coming on behalf of Bart. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back next with the Pike County Bulldogs and Coach Fred Holly. We'll be back after these messages. And we're still live, and we'll be back after these messages.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
The home Goshen game, playing in Highland Home.
Wiregrass Honda dealers Sam Boswell Honda Enterprise and Jim Skinner Honda in Dothan
Are the place to get your certified pre-owned Honda.
the only kind of Honda that looks like new, drives like new, but doesn't have a new car price.
Certified pre-owned vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
A 182-point inspection and a Carfax.
Now is a great time to upgrade to a certified pre-owned Honda.
Come see us today at your Wiregrass Honda dealers.
If you have $99, the deal is done at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Pick out any pre-owned vehicle on our lot and pay just $99 down. Truckloads of vehicles are arriving daily. Put $99 down and drive home any vehicle you want. Prices as low as $29.95. Over 20 priced $10,000 and less. Can't beat it. $99 down and the deal is done at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Troy. Or shop us online anytime at premiertroy.com.
Since 1959, the Commercial Bank of Ozark has been serving our community. It doesn't matter whether the times are good or bad, or if conditions are normal or different. The Commercial Bank of Ozark is here to serve you, your family, and your business. We make all our loan decisions locally, and we do it in a timely manner. Car, new home, home improvement, or business loans, the Commercial Bank of Ozark is here with the expertise and help for all your banking needs.
We're celebrating our Driver Appreciation Week. We're so happy to have TruckWorks here.
We just want to recognize TruckWorks for what they do for us. Absolute great partner. They've really stepped up here on Driver Appreciation Week. They came in here, and I mean, not hamburgers and hot dogs, Boston butts and the grilled chicken, the really, really prima stuff. So, man, we so much appreciate you guys and what you do for us.
Wallace Sanders Truck Line, we know one thing. Drivers first.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged. Fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Since 1959, the Commercial Bank of Ozark has been serving our community. It doesn't matter whether the times are good or bad, or if conditions are normal or different. The Commercial Bank of Ozark is here to serve you, your family, and your business. We make all our loan decisions locally, and we do it in a timely manner. Car, new home, home improvement, or business loans, the Commercial Bank of Ozark is here with the expertise and help for all your banking needs.
Check out what Baker Metalworks and Dixie Supply customers are saying. The best place for metal roofing materials. This company is amazing. Customer service was top-notch. Best service in the industry. We've used them for years. Best place ever. The metal roofing headquarters in our area. Come see for yourself why customers choose Baker Metalworks and Dixie Supply. Baker Metalworks and Dixie Supply, your metal roofing headquarters.
Come join Wiley Sanders Truck Lines today. $1,000 sign-on bonus. We match your 401k up to 4%. Blue Cross Blue Shield. We also have a dental plan. You could be the next driver of the month. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. You're a certified mechanic looking for a job, then come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We need good mechanics. Call John Smothers or Ken Bray for the maintenance department. You will have a future at Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged. Fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line has been in business since 1959, and we're steadily getting bigger. I'm surrounded by new equipment. That's right, new equipment. Here's one that's ready to go at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have 401k. We can match your 401k up to 4% of your gross pay. If these tires roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, you make money. Ride the best, drive for the best. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Welcome back to the TC2 Coaches Show. I'm Forrest Lee, and that's Bart Snyder, and we have with us the Pike County High head football coach for the Bulldogs, Mr. Fred Holland. Thank you, Fred, for coming.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Brother Bart.
All right. Last week, Coach, we traveled the short distance down to Ozark, Alabama to play Coach Plott and the Carroll High Eagles. A step up in classification to 5A,
yes,
and a good ball team. The thing that you have always done is to build your program that it has to do those things like that. And even on these down years, people don't want to play Pike County that we need to be playing, and so you get to play these opportunities. You have to play the 5A schools to make up, and that's what we did. So our score last week was 49-6, but there had to be some bright spots in there somewhere, offensively and defensively. Can you kind of go over some of that and tell us what you saw when some of the players that stood out for us for the Bulldogs?
Well, actually, we started out kind of slow. We had a lot of trouble with our punting team. So actually, our guys done a lot better on the punting team. I can definitely say that. We made a lot of improvement there. I think our guys are steadily improving. Some of them are young. Even the older guys we have very little experience. So, but I think every time we get out on the field, every time we get a chance to play competitively, I think our guys steadily improve, and I think that's what they're doing. I know the score doesn't always indicate that, but when we get back and we study the film and we see the guys making some improvement. Sometimes it's a small improvement, but it's improvement in itself. So, we're very proud of them for that. We had several guys who played extremely well. Kellen Glasgow played pretty well. Paxton Flowers played well. Jamarian Johnson played very well. Katavian Thomas, he also played well. We have guys, that are steadily improving, and we're proud of them for that. And our coaches do a wonderful job of preparing them. We just as far as a knowledge of some of the things that we cover sometimes. You know, some of our guys are still struggling with that, but you know, like I said, the more they play and the more they hear it, I think they steadily improve.
And you know, and I get to talk to the great Henry Everett quite regularly. You know, he is Bulldog true and true, just like yourself. You know, I mean, and he loves it. He has a passion for it. And he said, Coach, he said, I'm telling you, he said, each week I've seen improvement. I see these guys, they're getting extremely well coached, and they keep moving up and getting better. And like you said, the score doesn't show it, but you're playing with such a young group of guys, and some of them are new to the game. And nothing is, and Henry, he reminded me again, he said, Coach, watching that punter, that little kid run on the field, and out there, he said, man, he said that is so rewarding to see that take place, and you know, and I commend you for that, to giving that young man that opportunity and his work ethic. I mean, it showed last week, as you said, the leadership that goes on there. Well, you know, we move on, and by jingo, it don't get any easier. This week is
that Josiah Richburg?
Yes,
the punter. Yes.
Yeah. Before we get into next week, Coach, how about your JV program? How's it been going? Did you have a game this week?
Yes, they actually played Ayrton. Actually played them the week before, and we turned around and played them next week. So I think they're 3-1 or 4-1 or something like that. But our JV guys are doing extremely well. You know, I'm very happy with their performance, and you know, we have a small JV and a small varsity team. We both practice together. We all work together. So, you know, they learn a lot from some of the young guys and some of the older guys, and you know, they're steadily getting work. They're being coached on both sides, whether they're on the scout team or whether they're on the starting team. But they're doing a great job, and I can't say enough about how hard they work and the work our guys put in. You know, it doesn't always show up on the field, but you know, they work it very hard, and we're extremely proud of them. And you know, it goes a long way for some of the things.
I used to say this all the time. I've never seen a coach and a team that I've ever coached again or coached. Well, we never coach losing. I mean, that's not something that's done. It happens, but it's also a stepping stone that once those guys get that taste of that winning, I mean, the tradition is there, the expectations are there, and you know, so you know, like you said, you know, the 3-1 on the junior varsity, that's really good. That's building. These guys right here are working extremely hard. We get reclassified in a few months, I hope, and with Alabama High School, so that could be some things a little bit different for us. But and now, do we have any more JV games coming up?
We got 2 more. We play. I think we got GW on Monday, and I think our last game we played Charleston. So we got 2 more games.
Yes. Well, Coach, we have 5 games left. We play at Catholic.
Yes.
And then we're home versus Goshen at.
That's homecoming, right?
Homecoming versus Goshen. We're home versus Childersburg. Then we travel to Reeltown, then Abbeville.
Yes.
But Coach, when we say the word Catholic, we say they're one of the kings on the hill.
Yes.
They are the king of the hill right now, if I had to put a vote in it.
And so, Coach, what are some things that you expect to see from Catholic?
Well, one thing about they're coached very well. You know, they have some very good players. You know, they kind of remind me of the early 2000 teams that we had at Pike County. The way they play defense, and they're so aggressive in it. You know, they're probably going to be in a 5-3, and they smother the ball. You know, they do a really good job of playing through guys and going to the ball, and they have 3 good linebackers.
Very physical.
Yeah, and they do a good job of hitting you. I mean, really going after you. You know, I'm really impressed with them on defense, and offensively they're just so versatile on offense. You know, especially with those 2 backs that they have, 23 and 28. They do an outstanding job of running inside and outside, and 23 is always he was really good last year. He's definitely gotten stronger and things like that. But they kind of spread you out offensively, and they attack you inside. The linemen are very active as far as getting to you and disrupting things for you there. And you know, they have some great guys on the outside that catch the ball. I think some of the danger parts of them, that RPO that they run, you know, they attack you with it. You know, it's kind of hard especially when you're as young as we are in the secondary and the different routes that they're running and things like that, it poses a big problem for you because, you know, even when you start to come up, you know, they can throw that RPO and the guys deep. And if you're a young player, you know, it's hard to really get them to be able to see it. And we definitely can't simulate it in practice to be able to really show our guys. And we spent a lot of time on it today, working on it. And, you know, it's a tough aspect for you, especially when you have that many older guys. You know, they're very senior-oriented team. You know, if they're not senior, they're junior. So, you know, with them being
and you mentioned, I mentioned it earlier in our show with Coach Hambright. You know, when you have young kids, to be focused, and when you're at RPO, people don't understand a lot about how that stuff works right there. That quarterback may say, Reed, you know, I'm going to run it or I'm going to pass it. And if you come flying up, bam, you hit that guy and he's gone. He's gone, but you stay back. You got the athletes that they got right there. They could be gone, or it's going to be a large chunk run right there. So it's very hard and not keep getting caught up in that eye candy that I'm going to stop this here. And when you're young, the first thing you see is a lot of times what you react to, but you know they're getting educated and they're going to be better. And nothing that makes it any more discouraging to the thing is they've given up 13 points all year. Reeltown scored 7 on them, and Dadeville 6.
On a kickoff return, when the guy reversed the field on, you know, and so, you know, they like I said, they do a good job. You know, really got our work cut out for us as far as trying to slow some of those things down. But you know, I'm that person. You know, I enjoy the competition.
Oh yeah.
Our guys enjoy. You know, just being able to play, and I think you know, nothing is better than learning.
That's right.
From those experiences, because you know it teaches you a lot about it. And not on that, you know, when you come into the facility and you realize, you know, you hadn't fulfilled some of the things that you need to do, and you know it makes you work a little bit harder, and you know it makes you study a little bit harder. And so our guys are definitely learning. I can honestly say that, you know, from a couple of weeks ago, you know, they ask more questions about things, you know, and you know, before they were kind of afraid to ask questions and things like that, because a lot of times I would ask them I just want to know what you saw, you know, just so I can see where you are when we're talking about it. And, you know, just tell me whatever it is, you know, that you're talking about. And you know, I said always be willing, you know, to tell me what you see, or you know, if you have questions, you know, if you don't understand a set, tell me, you know, Coach, I don't understand that set. And I say we can explain that to you about whether it's an I formation
and
or
that
it's a
is
triple
very
formation. So
important to understand, and young people, they're sometimes so scared of what we as head coaches are going to do. They're afraid of the he's going to bite my head off. I remember Brock and them telling me, Dad, they ain't coming around you. You know, I'm like, why? You know, I want to. This is what we want to do, but we have to have that discipline side of us as well. But we want to know, you have to know what they're learning, and unless they're expressing it to us, you know, sitting down studying the film, they may react to it correctly, maybe incorrectly, but we don't know if they truly understand what they're seeing in this game right here, because there are so many sets and formations and motion and pieces that go out there to understand what's going on.
How many seniors do we have?
Well, I think we got 6.
6 seniors.
I think we got 6. Something like that.
And will King be back this week?
He can't. We played a couple of plays last week. We're trying to bring him along slow. I think his rehab is going pretty good with his knee. You know, we don't want to, you know, bring him back too quick. Right. You know, and you know he wants to play more. You know, we put him in a little bit more action this week. Okay. And stuff. You know, but he's steadily improving. You know.
I got to see him this morning and talk to him when he brought his sister and brother through the line right there. I've been very impressed, and those opportunities that I do get to speak to him, and I know he's ready to get back. You know, that's what he told me right there. But,
Coach, what time will y'all actually leave tomorrow? After school, or will y'all leave a little bit earlier? I mean, Friday.
We'll probably leave before school's out, though. Okay. So we can try to beat some of that traffic there.
Right. Get caught up in that Montgomery. Now, will y'all eat at the school, or will you find somewhere in Montgomery?
We'll probably eat in Montgomery somewhere. You know, to go ahead and get up there, so we're there.
So, Contavious Thomas, where's number 4? I see his favorite pregame meal is chicken tenders from Crow's Chicken. Fred, I want to let you know, you'll go to the very top of my Christmas card list next week. You'll just bring me 2 chicken fingers.
Just call Pat. I'm going to send Patsy a text and tell her let you stop by and pick us up a box of that chicken.
And I'll pay you for it.
But but when we leave coming here, it's closed.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like it was in the past. They just keep it open.
Listen, just pick it up at lunch.
It don't make cold.
You remember in the old days, you'd eat Sunday dinner at grandmother's.
Yeah.
After Sunday dinner at lunch, we called it noontime. Then they'd get the clean sheet and cover up the food.
Yeah.
And then they'd roll it back at night, and you'd eat cold beans and chicken.
Yeah.
I'll eat it cold. Just get it at lunch. It don't matter. Just two will do me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Talking about Montgomery Catholic, they have first-year coach Kirk Johnson that's with them, and he was, I think I'm right on this, he was their defensive coordinator last year.
Yes.
And so he's excited and doing a good job. He stepped right in and what Coach Blackman, that right? Yeah. Did and continuing it, but they played Montgomery Academy last week, which is a pretty good ball team, which Trinity had played, and ended up having to beat them in the fourth quarter, if I remember right, early in the year, I think, and Catholic beat them 42-0 the other night. But Catholic has gotten better every single week, and the same as we have, but it's a tall task. This region, I listened to some of the coaching show on the radio, the Coaches Connection, and Randy Bryant was talking about how in two-way ball they were in the SEC West. I think whatever the best league in the NFL is what this region is. That you and Coach Moore are in Goshen. I mean, these teams are tough, but there again, there's not been any excuse from you or Don as to what the expectation of your program is and where you're going, and each of you have been very encouraging as to the direction that they're going. I mean, we're playing Catholic. Yeah, they're one of the top teams, but our group is going to get better, and we're continuing to work on being the Bulldogs, and that's who we're going to work on. I admire it. I greatly respect it, and I know that they're going to be good.
Well, Coach Holland, on behalf of Bart and myself, I want to thank you for coming and sharing your heart and your effort with the Pike County Bulldogs, and we hope you have a good week. A good day of practice tomorrow, and want to wish you the best against Catholic, and just take it one day at a time. We're proud that you were able to come.
Thank you.
And
before we go though,
thank you.
How will they get into the game at Catholic? Is it going to be?
I think they're not. I don't think they're selling any tickets at the game. I think they're all on GoFan.
Okay.
All GoFan.
It's GoFan.com, and what you do is you'll scroll down to find either Pike County High School or Catholic, and then you can order the number of tickets that you need.
It goes on your phone.
It goes on your phone, and load the car up and head to Montgomery and support the Bulldogs. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after these messages, and I believe our next coach is
the Brantley Bulldogs.
The Brantley Bulldogs, Coach Jones. We'll be right back after these messages.
Telling all our drivers, happy Drivers Appreciation Week. We thank you for the job y'all do. We thank you. This week is all about you, but every day is about you. Wallace Sandals Truck Line, we know one thing: drivers first.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
When you think Troy Cable, think of a world-class network. Think of friendly, local customer support experts. Think of reliable internet, phone, television, and security for your home or business. Most importantly, think of a hometown company connecting its community. Think fast. Think friendly. Think Troy Cable.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Come join the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k. Oh, 401k, we match it up to 4%. We have a dental plan. We rolling at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. When these wheels roll, you make money. Drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Roll now and rock later. 4% of your retirement. We match the gross pay by 4% at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Roll now and rock later. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Sandy, you tell them.
Welcome back to the TC2 Coaches Show that comes to you every Wednesday night on Troy Cable. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Forrest Lee, and on behalf of Bart Snyder, we want to welcome Coach Roland Jones, the head coach of the Brantley Bulldogs.
Thanks, sir. Coach, big win last week. Again, you got to play the Highland Home Squadron. They traveled down to play. A great win right there. Didn't get to make the game that night. I took the night off from radio, and but I got to talk to some people along the way, and they said your group looked extremely good. Can you tell us a little bit about it? We had to win. It was
42.
Yeah, 42-20. Yeah, and. Tell us a little bit about it. You got your stat sheet right there.
Yeah, well, you know, we coming into the game, I talked to y'all about how we hadn't played 4 quarters, and I really didn't know where our team was. But they proved me wrong. We come out and we got on them pretty quick. They turned it over a couple times early. We took the opening drive, went down and scored, and then they turned it over a couple times. We got it and scored, and it was like 28-0 pretty quick. You know, and Highland made some adjustments. They did a good job with that, and they got into a double wing, and it put us in the back because we hadn't practiced anything like that. And they're bigger than us, and they took the ball and drove down and scored. You know, so and then they scored one right at the end of the game. But it was I was very pleased with our performance. Our guys played extremely hard, and they got to play 4 quarters. We got some extra guys in toward the end, but overall I was very pleased. You know, some stats. Tucker Gilcrease was 9 for 15 for 206 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
DeQuan Pittman had 2 receptions for 55 yards, both for touchdowns. Morrell Edwards had 2 receptions for 58 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kedrick Brown, a couple of receptions, and then you know, that was passing the ball, and then running the ball. Kedrick Brown had 60-something yards, and Robert Shine had some yards for us. So, you know, offensively, we spread the ball around to a lot of people. Tucker rushed for 70-something yards. So we got a lot of people involved. Defensively, John Tate Billups had a good night for us, and then Kedrick Brown, our linebacker, he had a real good night for us, leading the team in tackles. So, you know, we had a lot of people involved, and we couldn't do that without our offensive line and other guys, you know. But, you know, that goes back to our practice squad, the guys that don't get in the light. You know, if it wasn't for them, we couldn't do what we do. And so, you know, it was a total team effort, and I was very pleased with that outcome.
Right. Coach, who's your stat guy?
Actually, we got Nathan Barra. He's a kid. He puts it in, and then Huddle takes care of everything. Okay. You know, I mean, we got robots. We got Huddle that does stats. Man, we got all kinds of tools. As coaches, we don't do a whole lot.
Now, what time will you paint your field?
We got finished today. Okay. We finished it today, and then I'll carry the.
They sweated today after practice. I tell you.
No.
There was none whatsoever.
Had to change the paint in the robot, but we'll carry it and swap it. I carry it the wheel in the morning so they can line the game for their field. But
that's a great tool.
But we got it done today, and Coach Matt Stidham, he run the robot for us today, and. You know, he's funny with that thing. He won't stand there and make sure it don't mess up. I said, Coach, that thing's gonna do what it tells it's gonna do.
Regardless.
But he done that, and so we got it done.
Before we get into this week's opponent, your JV team, Coach, how are they doing?
Well, we played Monday night. We played Luverne, and we won 30-8. So our JV's 5-0 now. Okay. A good group of kids, several ninth graders on there. Coach Parks, his son's a quarterback, and then, you know, we got another Gilchrist coming, and got a brother to DeQuan Pittman, his younger brother, which he didn't get to play the other night. He's a running back, going to be a very special running back, ninth grader, but he's out with a knee injury right now. But we got a lot of good JV kids, and you know, they coach stuff, and they know what's going on, and then they get after it.
Coach, how many more JV games do you have?
We have one. We play Highland Home next weekend, Highland Home next Monday.
Kind of wrap it up because you're getting tuned in for the end of the regular season.
Well, the way this goes now, them kids, they'll start basketball the next day, and they'll have a basketball game in 2 weeks. So, you know, them JV kids, it's just as nice.
The thing about small ball is just
same
when they come in from the 6th grade into the 7th grade, they start playing, and
that's right.
They never end. Like with you, I mean, they're always on the football field, basketball court, or they're back on the baseball.
And the good thing about that is, though, they stay out of trouble if they were with us. So, you know, it don't bother me. You know, all the sports support each other, and each coach helps with football. So, you know, it's
the
good.
Support is there, and it's impressive because I remind our kids, look, Brantley's in it for the Hall in football. They're in it for the Hall in basketball, and they're the same thing in baseball. So don't tell me you got to play one sport. Those guys play everything, and they're dadgum good at every one of them.
Well,
you know, the school list at Brantley is, go online, the school list, when they get in the 6th grade, you got to have a baseball glove, a bat, some cleats, a football, a helmet, basketball, tennis shoes, probably track cleats. You need a set of golf clubs. That's your school supply. You don't play a ball.
That's right.
But this week's opponent, coach, is...
well, what we got, let me talk about this right here. We're Class 1A, Region 1, and our standings in that right now is you are 3-0, Sampson is 3-0, and then you got Florala 2-1 with Kinston 2-1. And I say that because this Friday night is the battle for that number 1 position with these standings right here. The guy that wins Friday night should be the winner of our region.
Has a good possibility.
Good possibility. I mean, you've got those other 2 to play, but you've already got Kinston. Kinston's 1 loss comes to us from a forfeit, correct?
No,
we did play.
Kinston.
That's right. That's right. But it was McKenzie that we were unable to play.
That's right.
But Sampson will come to Brantley.
For homecoming.
That's right.
So,
make it exciting.
So, you know,
well,
hopefully a lot of people that hadn't seen us play get to come see us play. So, you know, all of them will be dolled up, and you know, I old school. I don't let our guys do much with that. So
same here. No.
They, you know, hopefully they'll be ready to play on Friday night.
I always hated homecoming. They'd always want to go do stuff, and I'm like, no. Can I be the king of the court? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But I had one kid, he got so mad, his mama got mad at me, but after the ball game, and I think he had like 6 sacks that night, and after the ball game, I'm walking off thinking, I'm going to get this, and that joker come up and he hugged me, he said, Coach, if I could go back, I wouldn't put that crown on again. If you let me play football, we'll just see one more year. I just want to play.
I know.
Thank you. You know, so it's a hard thing to do, but got Coach Jason Wombles, the head coach at Sampson. They're 5-1, and coming to play. They lost Cottonwood 28-14. But it ought to be a good game. I really expect, as I always will. I mean, I don't expect to see Brantley lose.
Well, it's it's a region game, and Coach Wombles does a great job over there, and he's got them playing hard. He lost his quarterback at the first of the year, and they got a receiver, running back guy that's in there, got good moves and good speed, and you know we're gonna have to play our game. You know, it's not gonna be a pushover. Last year, you know, it wasn't a real close score, and they got all those kids back, but they're a year older, and you know our group's we just gotta be prepared to play no matter who it is.
Right.
Coach, have you got any injury concerns, or how that's?
No, I mean we pretty healthy. We got Gage Killingsworth, one of our linemen. He got hurt in practice a week or so ago, dislocated his shoulder. And then we got Kendrick Welch. He got hurt in practice, broke his wrist. He's in a cast, but he played the other night. Gage is out for another week, but other than that, you know, just bumps and bruises and you know, just normal stuff, and so we don't have anybody that won't go.
And your Pee Wee program is rocking and rolling full speed.
They are. I don't know so many teams. I don't even know the records.
It's different from whatever we play.
They got K4 4 and 5 year olds out there playing, but you know that's good. That takes up a whole Saturday.
How's your daddy?
He's doing good. He's wide open. He's getting ready to start planting food plots, so he'll be on that tractor every day, and he loves it. He loves it.
Does he still go and hunt a good bit, or is he just
does.
get ready for y'all?
No, he hunts. He does. He loves it. He loves this time of year, so he can go hunting. So, and you know, and he's still able to get around real good. So I let him, you know, go and do what he wants to.
Does he turkey hunt too? Or
no, he's you know, it's crazy. He never liked turkey hunting, and I don't either. So
I'm like
you know,
y'all.
But now my son, he hunts everything. You know, it's doves and turkeys and squirrels and deer and duck, and it's the season year round. So, but I don't do a whole lot of no turkey hunting, and he don't do any turkey hunting.
My youngest one, Will, he loves the turkey hunt. Keeps telling me how they do. I want a deer hunt. That's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy it.
Now, Coach, do y'all do GoFan and cash? I mean,
no, we do GoFan.
GoFan. We just want to double check on that again.
Yep, and that'll be, you know, online where you can get them.
Right, we talked about in the first segment. We just wanted to remind about that. But
what kind of crowd? I mean, it's homecoming, and I know Sampson is not that far away. They're going to bring a good crowd. They're 501, so people need to get there early. They need to get some of them doggone good Brantley hamburgers. Them things are good.
Well, they should. I mean, I think it should be a good crowd. You know, with homecoming, you got the court, and you know, come see them young ladies that's put in a lot of time and effort to get out there. So you know, that's something to see too. So, you know, it should be a
very
good crowd.
special night. A lot of people, alumni coming back, and that's always great about being in a small school is those people love to come back, especially on homecoming. I have a lady that calls me every year, even though I'm not coaching this year. She's already called me, when's homecoming?
Right.
And so I was telling her, you know, this is what we got and when it'll be, and you know, it ain't no easy road for us to find a homecoming that's going to be pretty, but
well, it starts tomorrow night. We have a pep rally, have tailgating starting around 5, I think, and that different people, different community, different businesses and churches and stuff set up tents, and everybody gets to go around, and it's just a good atmosphere. And then at 7 o'clock we'll have a pep rally and you know, introduce the players and everything. So it'll be a big time for our cheerleaders and everybody tomorrow night at 7, and then we have our homecoming court at Assembly. I think it's 10 o'clock on Friday. So you know, that'll be a time, and you know, our guys will be dressed up in suits, and they'll, you know.
Will you be dressed up in a suit?
Oh yeah. If they do, I do.
That's
so.
Good.
So we all be dressed up, and then you know, it's to show a little support for them ladies that do so much for us. Most of them are cheerleaders or play another sport, and you know, they do a lot for us that nobody ever sees. And so, you know, our guys should show their appreciation to them. And because at halftime, when they introduce the court at halftime, you know, we won't be able to be a part of that. So at the Assembly, it's good for our guys.
The homecoming is great, but if this right here ain't on top at the end of it, it's not always.
No, it's not as fun.
Now, do you have a homecoming parade?
No, yeah, we do. We got you know, the parade in the past, you started in Brantley and you went downtown and went around town. This year we're not going quite that far, but we have a parade on Friday. So I think it's around 1 o'clock, 1:30.
Now, what with your players? Will you?
No, well, they'll be with me, and then we'll go out and we'll watch the parade come by, and then we'll go back. You know, I like I said, I'll be the GOAT. I just don't let you know.
I was with you.
If we don't,
greatest of all time. That's what
if we don't, you know, if we don't win, if we don't play good, then the homecoming's spoiled.
Yeah. What I want to ask you, Coach, is on a regular Friday morning when you wake up, what are some of the routines that you do as the head coach of the Brantley Bulldogs?
I think he's wanting to know, are you superstitious?
No,
No.
well, I mean, what do you, is there a certain thing you like to eat, whatever?
Well, some mornings I get coffee unless it's real hot, and then I don't get coffee. I stop at Old Gin Creek, and if I don't get coffee, I get me a biscuit. So, but I think nothing about superstition. That our guys, we coaches coach them up, and they practice, and when we go into the game, if we prepare and we do what we're supposed to do, then things are gonna happen for a reason, and you don't have any control over that. So. We get to school, and then I have bus duty every day, and then it's the kids. I tell them to stay off your feet, and they need to hydrate during the day, and then they come to me about 2 o'clock every day, and then they in the field house from then on.
Yes, sir. Well, Bart, anything else?
We certainly want to wish you the best of luck.
We want to thank you for taking the time out to drive to Troy,
yes,
to the
sir.
studio, and support the Brantley Bulldogs, and we hope you have a good day in practice tomorrow.
Well, I appreciate it.
And we wish you the best of luck against Samson. Are they the Tigers?
Tigers.
The Tigers, yeah.
Samson Tigers.
And I know it's 1 minute at a time, one play at a time for you. And I was going to mention this too. I thought about it a while ago when he mentioned your dad. I'd like to go fishing one day with that rascal.
Well, he'll still go. He'll still go now. He loves it.
But anyway, on behalf of Bart, and I'm Forrest Lee, want to thank Roland Jones, the head coach of the Brantley Bulldogs, for coming. And ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we'll be back with the Carol of Ozark show with Coach Platt.
Coach Patrick Plott.
Patrick Plott. And we'll be back after these messages. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Thanks. Appreciate it. All right.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
Your Wiregrass Honda dealers, Sam Boswell Honda and Enterprise and Jim Skinner Honda in Dothan,
are the place to get your certified pre-owned Honda.
the only kind of Honda that looks like new, drives like new, but doesn't have a new car price.
Certified pre-owned vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
A 182-point inspection and a Carfax.
Now is a great time to upgrade to a certified pre-owned Honda.
Come see us today at your Wiregrass Honda dealers.
If you have $99, the deal is done at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Pick out any pre-owned vehicle on our lot and pay just $99 down. Truckloads of vehicles are arriving daily. Put $99 down and drive home any vehicle you want. Prices as low as $29.95. Over 20 priced $10,000 and less. Can't beat it. $99 down and the deal is done at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Troy. Or shop us online anytime at premiertroy.com.
Since 1959, the Commercial Bank of Ozark has been serving our community. It doesn't matter whether the times are good or bad, or if conditions are normal or different. The Commercial Bank of Ozark is here to serve you, your family, and your business. We make all our loan decisions locally, and we do it in a timely manner. Car, new home, home improvement, or business loans, the Commercial Bank of Ozark is here with the expertise and help for all your banking needs.
We're celebrating our Driver Appreciation Week. We're so happy to have TruckWorks here.
We just want to recognize TruckWorks for what they do for us. Absolute great partner. They've really stepped up here on Driver Appreciation Week. They came in here, and I mean, not hamburgers and hot dogs, Boston butts and grilled chicken, the really, really prima stuff. So, man, we so much appreciate you guys and what you do for us.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we know one thing. Drivers first.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TC2 Coaches Show. We have the Carol of Ozark Eagles, and this is Coach Platt, the head coach, and we want to thank all of our sponsors, especially Preston's and Mr. Premier Dodge, all of them. Thank you for allowing us to have this show. We want to thank Troy Cable for having us each Wednesday night during football season. Coach, thank you for coming.
Hey, thank you for
this is
having
Bart Snyder over here, and I'm Forrest Lee.
Thank
And Coach, thank you for coming. You brought a couple of fellows with you, and we'll talk to them in just a few minutes. And as we get started, Coach, tell us a little bit about your last week's game.
Last week we played Pike County, of course, and you know, I thought we came out and played really well from the start. You know, we preached all week to our guys, let's have a fast start, because the week before we started slow. Actually turned the ball over 3 times in the first quarter the week before. So our biggest thing was let's get off to a fast start, and I feel like we did that on Friday night.
Okay. Some of the players offensively that you would like to mention, Coach?
Of course, everything starts up front with our offensive line. Riley Jordan and Brody Nation, we got those guys here with us today. And then our quarterback, Keyshawn Cole, had a really good game. He threw for 5 touchdowns and rushed for 1, all in the first half.
I guess talking to some of the Pike County folks earlier today or earlier in the week, and they made mention, you know, what a class guy you were and are. You know, when you come down the game, like you said, I think you had 30-some points in the first quarter. And, you know, you move on, but you treat the guys, you know, you could have gone up, maybe put some more points on the board, but you rotated a lot of people in and got some other players in the game. You made mention of those guys offensively, defensively, but were there some guys that, you know, some guys get left behind, don't get on the field a lot, but during the week of practice that kind of help you get ready for this week that you'd like to mention?
Yeah, a lot of our scout team guys really work hard for us. You know, DeAndre McClendon and those guys defensively give us a good picture. You know, Clayton Riley, guys like that really gives us a good picture defensively, and also we got offensive scout guys that also give our defense a good picture as well. You know, Jameson Jarman usually be our scout team quarterback because he's our second string quarterback. You know, those second string receivers also do a really good job as well.
Well, I know a second ago Forrest looked at me like, what am I doing with his phone? You know, there's an art side of me as well. And I said, man, Coach Plott, that is a cool looking shirt you got on right there. And I looked over and I'm like, well, it don't have a flag on it. But the flag right here goes
right in the center.
It is right in the center. And I'm telling you, I took a picture of it right here. So I'm telling you, that right there is a design of a shirt right there.
Every shirt in America, the high school football band.
Because I don't know. That is one. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting there thinking, man, that looks good. Really good. So
you're gonna have to send me that picture.
I'm gonna send it to you because man, I thought to myself, I just want one of the shirts whenever you get it. Okay,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It looks good. Sorry about that, people. I know we're talking about football, but man, that struck me right there. I thought I better grab it. Well, we are one of few teams that are not in region play this week, right? We're going to go down to Dothan to coach Smitty Grider in the 1-4 Dothan Wolves, isn't that right?
That's right.
And what do you kind of expect to see from Coach Grider and his team?
Well, you could definitely throw the records out right there because Coach Grider and his group does a really good job over there. They have a really big football team, big, physical, and fast. You know, those guys play in a tough league over there, you know, and that league is tough to win in. So, you know, you can't go by their record, that's for sure. They have a really good football team.
And they're one of the largest schools in the state, isn't that right?
Yes, they're one of the largest schools of the state, you know, and they really do a good job over there. We're going to have to go over there and play our best game to have a chance to win.
Right. Well, I expect that. Offensively, what do you kind of expect to see from them?
They'll be spread. You know, they'll mix in, run, and pass. The offensive coordinator do a really good job of mixing it up on you as well.
Anybody extremely special on that side of the ball for Dothan, for Coach Grider and his crew?
Yeah, the offensive line, I think, is the group that really makes them go. And they have a receiver, number 3. They also line him up at quarterback as well. You know, he's the best athlete they have over there.
All right. Defensively?
Defensively, again, it starts up front with those guys. The defensive line, they're big and fast. They really get after you, get off the ball. You know, so we're going to have to slow those guys down.
Coach, do they require GoFan to get into the game? Or
yes, they're going to use GoFan.
Yeah, what that is, there's an app that you have to go to or Google it. You can go to GoFan.com. You can scroll down to either Carroll Ozark or to Dothan, and you order the number of tickets that you want, and you got to pay for it with a credit card or debit card. And then when you go to the game, and as you enter the gate, you pull it up on your smartphone, and then they see that you purchased those tickets, and then you can go in the game. It's similar to that kind of step. And Coach, I think the weather's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, supposed to be good.
And
supposed to be good.
So you're on a 2-game win?
Yeah, we're
3 games.
3-2 right now, above that 500 mark.
Well, Bars, anything you want to add before we bring?
Now, where exactly will the game be held?
At Rip Hughes
Stadium. And how about, how do you suggest your fans to get there? Just call old Siri on the phone and let her guide you?
Just let Siri guide you there.
That's what I
we went
like
over on Monday night for a JV game, and of course I drove my truck, and that's what I did. I just let Siri get me there.
That's what I do now. I like the navigation in all our vehicles that we get, but I told my wife, I said, you pay for that. I said, but dang, you got it on Siri on your phone, and she does such a great job. But now I think a lot of cars and trucks have all the Apple Play and all that, and go right on in.
Coach, speaking of JV, have you got many more JV games scheduled?
We have 2 more JV games left. We play Rehoboth both. We play Rehoboth at our place on Monday, and then we go to their place the following Monday to finish up.
Okay.
And we talked a little bit about region play earlier in the day, and just want to mention where we stand right there with it. Let me get back to my notes at the beginning. They're in the same region, of course, with Charles Henderson, and man, that too just seems like we have a real tough region right there. You got Pike Road that is 3-0. You got Greenville that is 2-0. Andalusia 2-1. And of course, you're at 2-1 right there. You're in the battle for the playoffs, and that's what we want. You've already gotten through with Pike Road. We don't have that one.
They're the top of the heap.
They're the top right there. We have Greenville that we play next week. Is that right?
They're ranked number 11.
And we have them at Ozark at Greenville. I got opportunity to go over there and do the Charles Henderson game there, and then you have Charles Henderson, right?
Yes.
So, of those games left right there, it's very manageable. Looks like we should make the playoffs, but I know that you're not looking at that. The game you're looking at is this Friday night right there. But I wanted to put out where you stood right there in the playoffs. I mean, in the region, so your fan base would understand that.
Well, in 5A football in this region, 3 of the top 12 teams in the state of Alabama.
In the state, not just in the
Alabama, are Pike Road, Greenville, and Andalusia, and they're all in the same region as Carroll Ozark and Charles Henderson and some of those others we just named. Well, Coach Plott, want to thank you for coming. And in a minute, we've got 2 of his players that will come on the set. Riley Jordan, he's a senior. He's the center.
And before you go on to mention Brody Nation, I can just go ahead and get the mic over to Riley. He was on earlier, and that guy. I mean, just go ahead, write it down somewhere.
Well, we can leave, and they can interview Coach next time.
I'm telling you, the guy is going to be on ESPN. Greg McElroy, y'all just get out of the way. Spears, just move on, and y'all just know that Riley's on the way. He's coming. He's going to be there. I don't know if that's his plans to be in television of some sort, but hey. He can talk and does an outstanding job with it.
And I think he's thinking about that too.
Yeah, I think he can do it.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Riley Jordan, the center of the Carroll Ozark Eagles. He's a senior, and Brody Nation, he's an offensive lineman. He plays offensive guard, and he's a senior. We'll be back in just a minute with those 2 players for Carroll.
Fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged. Fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Since 1959, the Commercial Bank of Ozark has been serving our community. It doesn't matter whether the times are good or bad, or if conditions are normal or different. The Commercial Bank of Ozark is here to serve you, your family, and your business. We make all our loan decisions locally, and we do it in a timely manner. Car, new home, home improvement, or business loans, the Commercial Bank of Ozark is here with the expertise and help for all your banking needs.
Check out what Baker Metalworks and Dixie Supply customers are saying. The best place for metal roofing materials. This company is amazing. Customer service was top-notch. Best service in the industry. We've used them for years. Best place ever. The metal roofing headquarters in our area. Come see for yourself why customers choose Baker Metalworks and Dixie Supply. Baker Metalworks and Dixie Supply, your metal roofing headquarters.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TC2, the Coaches Show. I'm Forrest Lee, and I have three great players from care of Ozark, the Eagles. We have Riley Jordan. He's a senior. He's a center. And on his right, we have Jalen Plott. He's a junior. He plays safety. And next to me, we have Brody Nation, offensive guard. He's a senior. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll start on the far end with Jalen. You're a junior.
Yes, sir.
Where did before y'all moved to Ozark? Where were y'all?
We were in Auburn, Alabama.
In Auburn, Alabama, at Auburn High School.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what positions do you play? Have you played since you've been playing football?
I've played a little bit of everything. Basically, I've played a little bit of quarterback, linebacker, safety, corner, running back, receiver, so a little bit of everything.
Well, he's on the injured reserve list. He's through for the year, but we expect great things. Is everything progressing with your rehab and all?
Yes, sir.
What are some favorite things? What are some things you enjoy doing, Jalen, besides football? What are some other sports or some other activities?
I also play run track. So in that, I run the 400, the 100, 4x1, long jump, triple jump. And just hang out with friends and family too.
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
you love the sport of track as well.
Yes, sir.
And that's a unique thing. Do y'all have a pretty good track at Ozark?
We have a pretty good track.
That's around the football field?
It's around the football field. I think eventually we're going to get a better one because the one we have now is good, but it's not the best. So eventually we're going to get another one.
Maybe get a 6-lane?
Yeah.
A little bit
Yes,
rubberized and all?
Yes, sir.
But now your interest when you graduate from high school is to do what?
Well, right now, planning to graduate and get my degree in criminal justice to eventually become a police officer.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
A police officer, state trooper, FBI?
Either. It doesn't matter. Police
U.S.
officer.
Marshals?
Anything. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anything with the law.
Anything with law.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go to Riley Jordan. We've had you on before, Riley.
Yes, sir.
And you're a senior. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I play football. Obviously, I love football. Start at center, play a little bit of defense. I'm doing track. I do shot put and discus. I joke around and say I do hurdles sometimes, but I'll be there one day. And then playing soccer this year. I've talked to the soccer coach. Do the play and hang out with family and friends and go to church, and that's about it.
All right, let me go back to Jalen. Who are your parents, Jalen?
Patrick Plott, the head coach of Carroll.
Okay.
And my mom is Makia Plott. She's also the track coach at Carroll.
Really? Have you got siblings?
Yes, sir. I've got 3 siblings. I got an older brother who plays football at University of West Alabama.
Okay.
I've got
That's in Livingston.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay.
I've got a younger brother who also, he's in the 9th grade, plays varsity. He's a receiver for us, Peyton Plott. And then my little sister, she's 10.
10.
Yes, sir.
Is she athletically gifted too?
She's probably the most athletic of the 4 of us.
And she does what all sports?
She does basketball, softball, and track.
Okay. And I can tell you right now, these are some academically gifted young men because they can announce the English language better than I can. But anyway, all right, let me hit Riley one more time. Who are your parents, Riley?
Amanda Davis and John Davis.
Okay. You got siblings? Do you have siblings?
Just the dogs.
Just the dogs?
Yes, sir.
What are the dogs' names?
We got Charlie, Casey, and Cooper. Then we got Aubie the cat.
Aubie the cat. Okay. So we're good. Now, what are some of your plans after high school?
After high school, if I get the chance to, I want to play football in college. I've been playing all my life just about, and it's a passion of mine. So I hope to play football, but I plan to go into law, go into veteran affairs. But if that doesn't work out, then I want to work on the sidelines, hopefully, for football. Maybe do a little bit of talking for ESPN one day.
There you go. Have you got a favorite college team?
Roll Tide.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Riley Jordan coming to you live at Tuscaloosa. He's the voice of the Crimson Tide. Give us a play. Give us some quick play. Call one play for us live.
One play.
Using a current player.
Okay. All right. I got
Here we go.
Young takes a snap, drops back. He looks left, looks right, looks at both of his reads. He doesn't have anything. Rolls out the side of the pocket. Great block by the right tackle. He throws downfield. Mechie's open. He's going 10, 5, touchdown.
And then by your time, Plot with the ball. He's at the 10, the 15, the 20. Gonna go all the way, Plot.
Yes, sir.
There we go. All right, let's get with Brody Nation, offensive guard. You're a senior. Tell us about yourself, Brody.
I play football and baseball. That's about it.
What position in baseball?
First base and outfield.
Okay. Who are your parents?
Christine Free and Larry Free.
Okay. Now, Brody, what are some of the things that you plan on doing after high school that you would like to do?
I want to play at the next level,
okay.
But if that doesn't work out, going to get my degree in agricultural business at Auburn.
Okay. Do y'all have a farm?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay. Now, have you got siblings?
I do. I have one. It's a brother. His name is Jack Riley.
Jeff who?
Jack Riley.
Okay. How old is he?
He's 22.
22. Okay, well, good. So, have you got pets?
I do. I have a dog named Jesse.
Jesse.
I don't have any pets.
No pets.
No pets.
Okay. All right, let's do this. What are some of the things you enjoy doing outside of studying, football, athletics? What are some things that interest you that you do to as a hobby?
Oh, hunting and fishing.
Hunting and fishing.
Hunting and fishing.
Do you like all kind of hunting? What aspects of hunting?
Oh, deer and duck.
Deer and duck. Do you do any turkey hunting?
I haven't.
Okay. I got a trivia question for all of you.
Okay.
Our national bird is the
bald eagle.
That's right. All right.
It wasn't going to be the turkey.
And who wanted it to be the turkey? What forefather of ours wanted the wild turkey to be our national bird? We go way back.
Way back.
Electricity.
Benjamin
Franklin
He popped in my head.
wanted the wild turkey to be our national bird. So you learned something new on the show.
Every day.
All right. So what about you, Riley? What are some interests that you have when to relax?
I love hunting and fishing. Like hanging out with my friends and family, playing with the dogs, because that's the only siblings I got technically.
The 3 C's and the cat.
Oh yeah. And then I like sharing the gospel, trying to lead people to Jesus, because Jesus has led me through my life, and I know He can help other people too.
Well, would any of y'all like to mention your church home?
Yes, sir. I go to Church on the Hill. It's out toward Enterprise in New Brockton, and pastor's my Uncle David Mosley.
David Mosley. Anybody else?
I used to attend the Presbyterian Church, Ozark Presbyterian Church in Ozark, but it's now the Reformation Church.
Okay. Jalen, anything?
Okay.
Well, so ages, you're how old?
Oh, I'm 17.
And when's your birthday?
May 6th.
17, May 17th.
17, September 16th, last week.
September the 19th. I'm 32, so how old am I?
3 score. Wait, say it one more time.
I'm 32. All right, have you ever heard of Abraham Lincoln?
Yes, sir. Gettysburg Address, 87 years ago.
All right, so that was 87 years ago minus 1863 equals what year? Subtract 87 years from 1863.
You got this, Riley. You're the math
1863 minus
Yeah, you are the math
87.
So 13, so 6, 17.
87 years ago, our forefathers. So that was 87 years ago when
Yes,
he
sir.
said that. 80.
Yes,
So
sir.
if I'm 32, how old am I? right. Subtract 7. All right, subtract 7. Subtract 7. We're doing math.
Look,
here.
I'm in calculus.
All right,
I'm not algebra.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to subtract 7. So we got 80 years left. 4 scoring 7. Take 7 years off.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
60.
So a score is how many years?
20 years.
20.
I knew
So I
that.
am 62. I turned 62 on the 19th day of September. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And y'all are young seniors. So you'll turn 18
I think I
in May.
graduate before.
Y'all are young,
That's
young
crazy.
guys.
No, I graduate on my birthday. I'm pretty sure this year.
Well, good. Well, listen, let's before we close, I want you to kind of give the entire audience. I want you to give a shout out to a couple of your friends at school. You name your sweetheart if you got one, and a couple of teachers that have made a big impact in your life. I know your parents have, but some teachers or community leaders or some of your relatives or friends that you want to mention, or teachers that have been an impact in your lives. We'll start over here with Jalen.
I'd like to shout out Coach Suber.
Coach Suber.
He's our offensive line coach. He just knows how to push everybody to the limit in a good way.
Yeah. When we get through, we'll ding dong ditch you.
Let's
You
do
ever heard
it.
of that?
Let's
He
do
lives
it.
right- he lives
He
about
lives-
2 miles from
Yes,
here.
sir. But
Go
he
ahead.
just pushes me as far as I can go. Like originally, I wasn't going to take any advanced classes this year, so he kind of convinced me to do that, and that's helped me a lot. And he just knows how to push you on and off the field. I'd like to shout out my mom. She's just
What's her first name again?
Makia Plott.
Makia?
Yes,
What's
sir.
her maiden name?
Bennett.
Where was she born?
Greenville.
Greenville, really?
Yes, sir.
Coach,
She's from Greenville.
You know, I think Coach Gene Allen knows her real well.
Mhm.
He was the head coach at Greenville at one time, and I think he mentioned her name to me that she was a superstar athlete.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else?
That's it. Yes, sir.
How about a friend or two?
Tyree Chisholm, Peyton Plott, my little brother, Carmelo Overton. He's our linebacker. He actually has a couple D1 offers. And Keyshawn Cole, our quarterback. Just a really good quarterback.
All right, let's go with Riley.
All right, I want to start off with my family, mom and dad, Nana and Pawpaw.
Who's Nana and Pawpaw?
Nana and Pawpaw's Jesse and Mary Jordan.
Where do they live?
They live in Sampson, Alabama.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And then going to the teacher coach, I got to go with what Jalen said, Coach Suber. Last time I got Coach Cobb, so this time I'm going to get Coach Suber. Came into 9th grade. I was a decent player, but I wasn't the best player. Coach Suber's really grown me. He's worked with me on the field, off the field, and like Jalen said, he can push you to your limit, but in a good way. And he's just tremendously affected my life in many ways and grown me to who I am today. And then friends, I got to go with the Trace Amigos, Deanna and Austin. And I know they're watching this. And I know the McDaniels are watching this. They're like a second family to me. So give a shout out.
So
to
Ozark, we're big in Ozark. Troy Ozark, go Carroll.
And
Eagles.
that's about it.
All right. All right, Brody.
I'd like to shout out my family. And
Give us some names.
Christine Free and Larry Free.
Okay.
My brother, of course, Jack Riley. My Meemaw, who is watching this right now.
What's Meemaw's name?
Judith Tarter.
Okay. Where does she live?
She lives in Ozark.
Okay, good. Tarter.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Couple friends.
Name them.
Judson Patterson.
Okay.
Jack Chansey and Will Jones.
Well, great. Well, guys, I tell you what, when I got home the last time that you were on the show, who was the fellow with you last time?
That was Austin.
Austin. My wife said, those guys were sensational. That was the best part of the show. This has been the best part of the show, in my opinion. Well, guys, I want to wish y'all the best of luck. And you're on a 3-game road. And we play who Friday night?
Dothan.
Play Dothan in Dothan at Rip Hughes Stadium. Kick off at 7 Friday night. Go support these young men. And we want to wish you a good day at practice tomorrow, a good day at school, and continue to be the leaders you are. And keep spreading the word and the gospel, and bring others to Christ. And I want to thank y'all for coming on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this show can be watched periodically on Troy Cable 2. If you'd like a copy of this show, you can call the Google Troy Cablevision and they'll give you the number. They can make you a copy of this. Also, you can watch us on Facebook and YouTube, and support your local high school football team. And I want to thank Bart Snyder and all the coaches who've been on the show. I want to thank Dustin Gilley. He's in the production booth. He's one of our production managers. And thank the Troy Cable family for all that you do for all the surrounding counties. And guys, hey, pass it down right there. Pass it down. Pass it down. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be seeing you next Wednesday night on the TC2 Coaches Show. Have a good day.
Go eat. Truck lines today, $1,000 sign-on bonus. We match your 401k up to 4%. Blue Cross Blue Shield. We also have a dental plan. You could be the next driver of the month. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. You're a certified mechanic looking for a job, then come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We need good mechanics. Call John Smothers or Ken Bray for the maintenance department. You will have a future at Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged. Fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line has been in business since 1959, and we're steadily getting bigger. I'm surrounded by new equipment. That's right, new equipment. Here's one that's ready to go at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have 401k. We can match your 401k up to 4% of your gross pay. If these tires roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, you make money. Ride the best, drive for the best. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Telling all our drivers, happy Drivers Appreciation. We thank you for the job y'all do. We thank you. This week is all about you, but every day is about you. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we know one thing, drivers first.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Welcome Enterprise High School Wildcat Coaches Show. Coach Rick Darlington, coach coming off I'd say a big victory in points. Wasn't much of a challenge, but putting up a lot of points, a lot of numbers this past week.
Well, I think everyone's a challenge, Fox. I think that I don't know if we've ever gone out on the field where we were the better looking team. And I thought Fort Walton Beach looked about like we did. You know, they haven't won games this year, but they have a great tradition. So, you know, we were able to jump out there and score some points and kind of keep it pretty basic in our plan. So it was good to get a win. You know, got to play everybody. You know, all the kids got to play, and that was good. So that was a good one. Then last night, our freshmen played Andalusia, and they won, I think, 51-16, which is – they'd gotten beaten pretty badly by Niceville the previous week, and so we kind of cranked down on them, made things a lot harder for them, and let them know what the expectations were. So they went out there and handled Andalusia pretty good, and we're just thankful Andalusia plays. It's so hard to get games for us on the lower levels because there's just not a lot of bigger schools around here, except for the team over there, the ones that used to be two schools, they merged into one.
Right.
Yeah. So they'll play us, which is good, but it's hard to get games aside from that. So, and then last night the freshmen played the Auburn JV. They came down, and my gosh, they looked like a varsity team.
They did.
But we very much probably should have won. Defense played great, only gave up literally one play, and the offense would have scored two more times, but bad snaps and penalties killed drives, and so it ended up being 8-8. And so it was a sister kisser, I guess you'd say, right here.
I don't think we've been into a half at 2-0 in a long, long time.
That was the top of the seventh when that score was reported. So yeah, it was It was good, though. You know, I thought that definitely the JV was way overmatched physically, but they battled. They're great kids, you know, and those guys during the week play mostly on the scout teams, and for them to go out there on Monday night and get to play, and, you know, the whole varsity staff coaches them, loves coaching them, and they just got such heart and guts, determination, so it's good for them to battle, you know, and I'm not a tie guy, but it kind of felt like a win.
Well, and I noticed on our defensive backs really did a good job. I mean, they could have had a lot more passes, but they were all over the receivers for the most part of the night.
They did. They covered good. You know, we got some guys out there that, you know, aren't the fastest or definitely not the tallest, but they'll do what they're coached to do and play hard.
Well, I know with Auburn, they had two receivers. I think number 88, those were some big kids.
81 looked like a varsity player. I went in after the game. I go, well, you can't be JV player. What grade are you in? He said, I'm a sophomore. But, I mean, he looked good. Number 5 for them, their running back looked good. They had some D linemen and some O linemen. Man, Auburn's freshman team looked pretty sporty. Whereas last year, JV team. Whereas last year, we beat their freshman team pretty badly up there, I remember. But this year, I guess those guys have moved on up to the JV, and they look pretty dang good.
Well, and then last week, of course, Dauphin and Coppinville playing.
Yeah.
On Thursday night.
Good to see the future there, you know. And I know Dauphin won the games, but Coppinville showed some glimpses too. And hope those kids just keep playing football. You know, that's the thing about the junior highs. They do a great job running our systems and doing, you know, things to get them ready for high school. And both those coaches, you know, Coach Kirkland and Coach Johnson, they see it as the feeder program, and you know, they're going to get those guys ready for us, and so it's good to watch them out there, not only playing and running our systems, but also just showing class and playing hard, and they look pretty good doing it. So it was good to see those guys go after it.
And noticing our rushers Friday night. Amari and MJ putting up a lot of numbers. I think over 200 yards.
Well, Amari had about 18. It wasn't his night. You know, if you look at the stats for the season, he has had the most carries and obviously the most yards. But Friday night, for whatever reason, just wasn't his night. I don't know if it was the defense, the blocking, whatever, but he was only 18 yards, whereas MJ was like 10 carries for 200-something yards.
Right.
So MJ had a great night. And again, Amari, you know, he knows that his some nights he's going to be the guy, sometimes he's not. It's never by design. It's like whatever's working and call the plays. And then at the end of the game, I kind of look and say, did we get somewhat equal carries from the positions? That's what I'm kind of looking at. You know, not an individual, but the wing back position, the tailback position, the fullback position. Did they kind of get? Are we spreading it around? It's like people think balance is, you know, run and pass. No, balance is you run to the left and you run to the right.
And with those numbers showing that the O-line and your blocking backs are doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, we run the ball well. We don't throw it much. You know, and the thing is right now, when you look at our team, I think the backfield is definitely the strength of the team. You know, and thank goodness those guys have remained healthy, whereas we are beat to shreds on most areas of our team. In the secondary, the linebackers aren't out, but they're kind of limping around. We've had some D linemen out. Offensive lines kind of hanging by a thread, had some guys in, had some guys out. We actually, Friday night, played our 5th receiver in the first half. And it wasn't because we were up by a bunch. It was because 1 was out, 2 was out, 3 and 4 couldn't get it done. So we're literally on the 5th receiver. Now, we only run 1 receiver out there at a time. So, but the number 5, he was the guy. So.
And facing some teams coming up that the licks get a little bit harder at times.
Yeah, we play. Let's look past this week. You know, right. We've got Smith and JD, and those are region games. You know, and again, those teams will probably look about like we do. The last game of the regular season is Auburn. But this game versus Prattville, the season really kind of hinges on this one, because if we win the game, then we'll most likely we're playing Auburn for the 2 spot. You know, let's just say that Central continues to win if they beat Auburn. And then if they don't, or if Auburn wins, there's tiebreakers. We can't get into all that. So you figure if Central's the region champion and we were to beat Prattville, then we're playing Auburn for for the 2 seed, which means the home playoff game, which, my gosh.
It's big.
Because otherwise you're traveling 3 hours. Now, the 3 seed, let's just say we didn't beat Auburn, we beat Prattville, we're the 3 seeds, we're traveling, but we're traveling to the 2 seed over there in Mobile, which I'd feel pretty good about. But if we lose to Prattville, they're doing those things.
Right.
And we're most likely in the 4th spot for the 3rd year in a row, which means we go over there to Theodore, which is not a good matchup for us. I mean, I'm not saying we can't beat them. We did beat them in 2019. In 2020, we had our chances, but it's just not a good matchup to go on the road and play the 1 seed out of Mobile. That's a tall task. So, my gosh, this one's big. You know, we don't want to oversell with our players, make them nervous. It's the first road game of the year anyway. I'm concerned about that. But it's a big one. You know, much bigger than the Central game, because no one expects you to beat Central. You know, we almost did. We could. But the Prattville game, you know, my first year here, we were without our 2 starting backs. We played 2 JV backs, and my son was playing back there, and we battled, and it was a 28-14 game. Well, then last year, you know, we were up by 2 scores at the half, and then, my gosh, we just imploded in the 4th quarter. You know, 1 drive, we're driving down to seal the game, we fumble the ball. Okay, they score, we go to get a first down to maybe seal the game. They stop us, we have to punt, and then they scored. And so it's like it went from a 14-point lead to a 7-point loss, 35-28, I believe. But we should have won that game. You know, they didn't beat us, we beat us. You know, mistakes on both offense, defense in the second half really doomed us. So that's one that we got to get back this year. And they're a good ball team. You know, they're good on offense. They got a really good D-line and linebackers, good on the defense, good-looking players. Again, they're playing a home game. So it's going to be a tough one. You know, I know that. You know, we've had some that we got out on people, but this is going to be more of a central-type battle.
And we continue to take care of the ball.
Yeah, we haven't had a turnover in 5 games. Yeah, we had one the first game, which shouldn't have been. You know, my son tried to pitch it when he should have just gone down. But that was the only turnover of the year. So taking care of the ball matters because you're continuing to drive. We don't punt a lot. And so when you drive, you're probably going to score. You know, we go for it on 4th down a lot, but that's okay. You get 4 downs. No one ever said you had to punt it. And so, but turning it over, not only is that taking away a possession and a chance to score, but now you're probably giving them good, better field position than if you did punt it. And so the lack of turnovers is definitely the best team I've had as a coach with not turning the ball over, and that's going to be important this week. So hopefully we'll continue to get that done.
Kicking game is getting better. It's better.
It's better. You know, we the kicking game's simple. You catch punts. You just don't want to bounce, right? When you punt, you go cover the punt, and then you tackle the guy if they catch it. But we hope we don't punt a lot. Kickoff return, you don't want to lead the league in kickoff return attempts. That means you're in trouble. But they've been okay, and then kickoff team is the one that's been getting better. You know, we just put that ball down there in the corner or wherever, and not let them get a return. That's the only major screw up we've had on that was against Davidson, that one. So, but special teams have been a little bit better, and they'll be big Friday night. But again, I think that, you know, it always comes down to about the same thing, Fox. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will probably win. It comes down to fundamentals. I know that it's cliche-ish, but the older I get, the more I realize on defense, it's tackling, and on offense, it's blocking. And then the secondary thing to that would be on offense, you have to take care of the football, and on defense, you have to take the ball from them, or at least knock it down when they throw it. But those 4 things right there, that's about football right there. You know, it's not fancy schemes or blitzes or trick plays. Those are fun, but that's not really what you're going to win the game. It's got to be the fundamentals.
And you hear an old Alabama coach, and all he talks about is execution.
It's true. It really is true. You know, and again, Prattville's the kind of team that's going to make it harder to execute because they're pretty sporty, you know, on both sides of the ball. But it's definitely, you know, nothing against Prattville or any other team, but we're always concerned about us. You know, if we tackle, if we block. It's not so much, well, we got to know where they're going to line up or what play they're going to run. You know, you don't know. They don't tell you that in advance. Got to learn that one on the fly. So
do your job and do the basics.
That's a good philosophy. That's Bill Belichick. Do your job. Don't try to do someone else's. Just do yours.
And this is a Wildcats' chance to tie up the region 2-1 with a victory over Prattville. I think they're 2-1 already.
We're all about the same, probably. There's some big games in the region this week because we play Prattville, then Auburn plays Central. So that's going to kind of shake out, a little more definitive look at who the top seeds might be going forward.
And then the following week, we're at Smith Station.
We go there. That's our only game this year on grass. Isn't that funny? Football on carpet the rest of the time. So, yeah, we're playing Smiths, and they've kind of struggled a little bit. I thought the first year I was here, they were very even to us. We won 27-24, and I thought it was a really even matchup. I thought they were maybe a little bit more talented, but it was really close. I thought they had a little better edge players on the perimeter. But then last year, they kind of fell off a little bit, and then this year, they've struggled. I don't think they've won a lot of games, and then you play JD, and they're going to be immensely talented, and so it's never easy against them. We've managed to beat them the 2 years that I've been here, but it's I remember that first year they had that little quarterback that must have thrown for 400 yards.
He could swing it.
He was just like a little white guy. And it's like, man, and he threw 400 yards. He was little, and he didn't play last year. I guess he transferred somewhere else. Thank goodness.
And that was a great video that night we had of Coach Butter with a splash.
I don't remember
He
that.
went to chest bunt one of his players, and he ended up flat on his face, and we had it on
nice.
tape.
I
So
got
it
you.
was nice.
Well, last year we played them up there. We found out like sometime mid-year that we were playing the morning game at the Crampton Bowl. And I'm like, oh, no, how do we get that? No. We tried to buy them out. We tried to say, come here, and we'll give you the gate. We said, well, whatever you need to do, just let's play here on Friday night. And they weren't having it. They wanted to have a home game. So we went over there and we played. But the good thing was, for however it worked out, it was like 62 degrees. So it was actually a great thing. It was like a morning game. And I remember that was kind of during the COVID time, the heart of it last year. I had a couple coaches out. It was like all week I only had two. Me and one other coach were on offense. It's like I remember Coach Hansen, I think Coach Jones, we were both out with the COVID. So this year's been a little more stress-free as far as that goes. But
And no matter who we face, they have athletes.
Unless we play each other. I'm just kidding. No, that we've the thing is with us, we are just beat to shreds right now. I mean, the backs are healthy, but the line, we've had guys out. We have guys by a shred. We have defensive backs out. We have receivers out. Linebackers limping around. D linemen out. So it's kind of like, my gosh, we just got to get to the game. Like just last night, Jackson Bailey in the JV game, he goes down. We thought it was a collarbone. Turns out it's probably a AC joint separation. Okay, but he's our deep snapper. He's our backup tight end. He's our starting X receiver if we're in spread. So now it's kind of like, okay, so who plays where? But the deep snapping is the part of it that's so crucial, because if you get a bad snap on a punt, it can be over. So it's funny because a guy goes down in a JV game and immediately all the coaches on the sideline are talking about, I hope he can deep snap. Who's going to deep snap? Because special teams are crucial.
All right, well, great job, and we want to encourage everyone to come out Friday night, travel with the Wildcats up to Prattville, and support your local Cats. You've been listening to the Enterprise High School Coaches Show on Troy Cable.
When you think Troy Cable, think of a world-class network. Think of friendly, local customer support experts. Think of reliable internet, phone, television, and security for your home or business. Most importantly, think of a hometown company connecting its community. Think fast. Think friendly. Think Troy Cable.